Hey! He rejected us.
And this brings me back to last week's conversations. Speaking of mutants, you three mutants were screaming at this channel, telling everyone, why the fuck would Florian Wirtz want to go to Liverpool?
Hey, mutants.
Just say Wirtz wants to come to the Premier League. Okay, and let's say you both put 100 mil on the table, 200k wages. Who does he choose in a straight shootout?
City.
Yep, I agree.
Hey, mutants.
City have more pull. Arsenal have more pull. Chelsea have more pull.
Like, I don't think we're gonna drop that
big
money.
name you're gonna get. Like I've already seen hundreds linked with Man U big names, hundreds with Arsenal, with Man City, Liverpool.
Bro, what the fuck you want me to do, man? Hey.
I'm so ashamed.
They're not getting Florian Wirtz. What they're saying here is that, like, we ain't getting the guy, we don't want the guy, but if he moves to England, we're going to pretend like we're interested. Hey, already agreed a deal with Bayer Leverkusen. They don't want it to drag on. Soon as City get the green light from Florian Wirtz, the deal will be signed that day. Florian! They're in the chat, yeah. I'm on a fucking stream with 3 mutants who are ready to pounce. Mutants.
Sam, do you agree that they have more pull than you?
I'm so ashamed.
But he doesn't go Liverpool. No way.
He don't go to Liverpool. I agree, he don't go to Liverpool.
I
Why?
don't think he goes to Liverpool.
Well, let's be honest, yeah. Let's be honest, yeah, as well. If Liverpool was serious, yeah, wouldn't the slot be there? Wouldn't slot like it'd be for partying, getting steam up? Florian, I want to go through these stages of grief, innit? They don't want
Thing
to
is,
do
it
that,
gets
bro.
worse, LB. It gets worse.
Florian! Oh yeah, it's Liverpool here. If you do decide to come to the Prem, let us know, mate. We might offer you a deal, innit? I think I've already said I think that Liverpool story was a load of rubbish. I'm gonna talk about this for the next days, mate, because it's interesting. Hey, he didn't meet Liverpool. He did not meet Liverpool. He did not meet Liverpool. He met City and only City. It's City v Bayern. Florian. All right, now, Florian. Well, I think we've agreed a deal with Leverkusen. We've agreed a deal with Leverkusen. So, in terms of the purchase aspects, I think that's all pretty much agreed. It's now just a case of, can we agree it with Wirtz and just Wirtz give us the green light? Bro, what the fuck you want me to do, man? Dimitri. He's a top don.
Top Don, Dimitri, man. Top Don. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another one of your favorite streams every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk transfers. We are here to talk about all the sagas. We're here to talk about all the news. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing, guys. There are 700 people in here. I don't want to keep interrupting the show to tell you to like and subscribe, so just like and subscribe in it. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Every single one of you guys right here, right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And you get me, keep getting involved in the chat today. We're going to have unbelievable conversations. We're going to be talking about Malik Fofana possibly headed to Forest. We are going to be talking about Rodrygo and Eze, Arsenal drama. Joker's decision, where should he be headed? Luis Diaz bid rejected by Bayern München, and City are out the Club World Cup. So we're just waiting on the celebrities, you get me, aka LB, to join the stream. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Joining me first and foremost, the biggest fraud in the universe after Hamza. He is now the fraud with the glasses. How doing, Wolfie, mate?
What are you saying, man? I've joined the intelligent group, isn't it?
Look at you. I cannot take
Yo,
seriously.
you copied my glasses.
No, I've been wearing glasses since I started YouTube.
No,
mate.
the same ones. What are you saying? It looks a bit similar.
Take them off. We can't take them off at the same time because we can't see if they're similar or not.
No, these are like for
Bring
sure.
the glasses closer to the camera, Habib, so I can
Okay,
see them. This is my ones.
Is this how bad the transfer window is? We're comparing glasses, bro.
No, the transfer window has been phenomenal, mate. You got me. I'm very happy with the transfer window. You got
Yo,
me. So,
what are you saying? You good, Habibi?
Alhamdulillah, always good. Alhamdulillah.
Good,
Can't complain. Speaking of complaining, serial Arsenal complainer is in the building. Mr. Negative Energy is in the house. How doing, Ashraf, mate? You're on mute. Subhanallah. And your camera's 144.
And you're on dial-up. Yeah.
Yes, now it's working. Yeah, there you
Wait,
go.
my
Why
camera's
is
not
this-
working.
No, it's working. You're just on
No,
dial-up.
it's working now.
Oh, okay. No, I'm saying it's crazy now how I'm gonna get a reputation for being negative just because I made constructive points yesterday. But hey, big up to the blind guys with me in the stream that need to wear glasses to see things. Says the man who also wears glasses, by the way. I just don't wear them in the stream. But yeah, so big up the double-eyed gang. Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's nice. It's a good day. I say it's a good day, but yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah
Alhamdulillah.
always. Listen, big up to all of you guys. 700 people in the building already. LB's on his way. I don't know when he'll be here. I'm not going to
Where's
message
Jesse,
him.
man?
Say that again.
Where's Jesse?
Where's Jesse? I don't know where Jesse is. If I tell him, come on the stream, he's going to go like, you're not Sky Sports. Anyway, bald Jesse is here. Hi, LB. Wolfie was just chatting shit about you. It wasn't me, I promise you. It was Wolfie.
What's going on, man?
Hi.
Well, you
Yo,
got me to talk
fresh
about
trim again, man. What day was that?
this
He was
week.
bald last week. What do you mean fresh trim again?
All right, bro. It grows though, yeah. So since then, he's obviously done it again. I'm just saying.
So what? Am I not allowed to trim my hair now?
I was just saying, like, there's this. Look, I get you don't like Arabs, right? But like, when someone has a haircut in the Arab culture, they say na'iman, right?
Do what?
That's all it is, man. Na'iman. That's it. It's
Na'iman.
like, yeah,
What the hell does that
na'iman.
mean?
Yep.
Na'iman.
Na'iman.
Na'iman. What does that mean?
It means like that's what we tell someone after like they make a haircut.
Like looking fresh and that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically.
So I'd say
It literally translates to blessed. Like, so it's like
Yeah.
someone saying
Yeah, but
blessed for like
you know,
having a
right
haircut.
now he's thinking if we just told him a swear word and we're blagging him here because he's that kind of.
No, wallah. No, seriously, LB, I wouldn't do that. Really.
No, wallah, it actually means like blessed. That's what it actually means.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I was saying the reason I'm late is Hussam normally takes about 5 minutes to do the intro, so I just thought, you know what?
Total bullshit.
That's facts.
Total
That's
bullshit. False
absolute facts,
information.
man.
Wolfie,
I think
Wolfie.
LB was upset that his team lost to. Which team did you guys lose to again, LB?
Yeah, that's why he messaged I can only do half an hour.
Al
because
Hilal,
Al
innit?
Hilal beat
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
Yes,
I knew he'd say that, guys. I love.
I
how all
knew
white
he
people
would say it
Al
as well.
Halal.
I fucking knew it.
Al Halal.
It's El Haram after that game, man. That's what it was. Man.
Al Halal.
I baited him because I was waiting for him to say it. Al Halal. It's so.
What?
Halal in Arabic literally means what's the
Like,
opposite of
legit.
forbidden?
Legit.
The opposite of
Non-forbidden.
forbidden. So forbidden is haram. Halal is the opposite. Like
Halal is
He
permissible.
knows what halal means and haram.
Yeah, no, but
He's-
that's what they call, bro. What you want me to do? Call somewhere else? What are you doing?
No,
يعني
seen
LB
that.
pork is haram, beef is halal. That.
like,
Yeah, I know what that is, yeah, but like, what you asked me the team who the team is.
Yeah, but
I told the
LB,
team.
the easiest way to do
LB,
this
it's-
is Man City's performance was El Haram, man, in that
Yes.
game, man. Seriously.
Anyway, speaking of guys, listen, LB's only with us for half an hour because he's a massive celebrity now. So let's just go ahead and talk about Manchester City. Let's do it, chat. You get me. Manchester City out the Club World Cup. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All the Arsenal fans who have joined from the football terrace that absolutely hate me. See, we're starting with City topics, so you don't have to hate me yet. So, Mr. LB, you get me, aka Mank Guardiola. You're out. What's going on?
Oh no, bro. To be honest with you, like, bro, we got the same problems as last season, man. Defensively, it's a madness. I think, to be honest with you, yeah, I'll be real with you boys. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think Pep might have like underestimated him a little bit because he left Foden, Cherki, and Mamouche on the bench and didn't bring them on till late. So you got to ask yourself, why did he start all them 3 players on the bench? I think he probably underestimated him a tad. Having said that, like the players on the pitch are more than good enough to win that football match, right? So they still fucked up. Then the subs were weird, can't lie. And then, yeah, defensively, we're all over the place. Ederson, not particularly great. And yeah, man, we just didn't take our chances. So in the end, it's a weird one, man, because we should have been 3 or 4-0 up in the first half. I don't know if you guys watched the game, but we should have been 3 or 4-0 up in the first half, man. Like, real talk. And then second half, I don't know what happened in the second half, man. First half was good. It's like been watching City in this pre-season tournament. Like, we've been playing well. We've been playing like fresh and that. But then second half, it was just like watching City back in November, December when we was absolutely awful. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a bit of a weird tournament because, to be honest, there are definitely signs of like improvement and that 100%. But then that second half and stuff is a bit nasty, mate. So yeah, man, this is what it is, bro. Like, I'm just glad it's over. Well, I'm not glad it's over because I wanted to win it, but like, I'm kind of glad that I can just chill now for a couple of weeks in it. No football, man, for a couple of weeks and that. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at in it.
Pep Linders effect. That's
Can I ask you what song? What's the song called that you guys sing before the game? Or was it after the game at
Which
City? What's your like anthem song?
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon, yeah. It's ironic, isn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
you're
El
such a prick, Albi.
if I give you the actual definition,
That's an
El
Arab
Hilal,
joke.
it's crescent.
Al Hilal
man.
means Al Hilal is like the crescent, you know, when the moon is like half
Yeah, so you
moon.
didn't even get beaten by a full moon, man. It was just part of a moon, bro. Like, come on, what are we doing here, man?
It's our force it here, bro.
That was a good one, Wolfie.
That was a good one, Wolfie. I didn't know you had it in you
And
like
it's
that.
glasses, man. I just want to just
glasses.
bring jokes to them, man.
Yeah, fair.
Are you still going to be shameless and say like you cared about the tournament?
I did care about the tournament.
So you're disappointed you went out?
Yeah, I'm gutted with that. I want to win it.
Did you want to win it for the trophy or for the money?
I don't get the money, do I? I want to win it. I want to win the trophy, man. I want to win I don't get these people who disrespect trophies and that. Bro, there's not a lot of trophies to go for. You want to win every trophy, man.
Do you respect the St. John Paints trophy?
Well, we're in the tournament, so yeah.
So if you're in the you might be in the St. John's, man.
Our academy is in the tournament.
So do you think the Audi Cup is a respectable trophy then?
No, because that's not legit.
Okay, so the Audi Cup sells more tickets to spectators than what you lot have been selling, man.
But where's the Audi Cup held?
I don't know.
Well, come on, you know this. You know the facts. You know the stats. Where's it held?
I don't know where it's held. It moves around.
It's in Europe, bro, isn't it?
So?
Where football is like big and that. Football's not that big in America.
Okay, so do you think the World Cup won't sell out when it's in America next year, or the stadiums?
I think the big games will sell out. You think fucking like the lower tier international teams are going to sell out?
Bro, you're disrespecting the countries who will see that. Like a country from, I don't know, let's pretend Jordan got to the World Cup. You don't think they'll sell out?
They
their
did.
game?
We don't have to pretend. We made it to the World Cup, baby. Let's fucking
Okay.
go.
All right, so Jordan, right?
How many
You don't think they're
Jordanians?
gonna get them camels, get them across the Atlantic, man, sell it all out? You know what I'm saying, man? Or do you think the numbers will be like this Club World Cup?
They ain't selling out every game next year. They just won't do it, bro.
But they're more likely to sell out. And let's be real, man. This is a preseason tournament, man. Let's be real. You know that American Summer Series that they've been running for the last few years? That sells out. This has not. There's no denying it, man. The interest in this tournament is nothing.
Right, okay. Well, first of all, you've got a lot to say for someone who's not involved in the tournament, right?
Whew. I don't need to be involved to have an
The
opinion.
reason why those games sell out is because it's like United versus Chelsea, City versus Real Madrid. Not selling out City versus Wydad, are they?
Okay, so by that logic, like half the stadium should have sold out with City fans then, yeah?
There was like 30,000, 40,000 people in the stadium.
Where are you getting these numbers from, man? They're
Bro, did
giving
you
away
watch the
the
game?
tickets
There
for
was half
free,
the stadium
bro.
was
They're giving
oh,
away
man.
the tickets for free, man.
Yeah, because do you know how much the tickets were priced when they first originally released them?
Yeah, about 120.
No, they weren't, bro. They were well more than that.
They
then
were,
they had
man.
to-
I
then
know
they-
Jimmy got tickets for the Chelsea games. He was paying
Bro, they had to
120.
reduce the
No,
prices.
he got them before the tournament started for the Chelsea games. He's paying 120. And then obviously
Bro,
you got parking,
they
you
were
got
mad.
flight, you got
They were
everything
mad.
else. So it's an
They were mad,
expensive
man.
thing. Would
So
you
what-
agree with
what
me?
point are you trying? What point are you trying to make?
I'm trying to say, like, this is a preseason friendly tournament. If we're being honest and objective about it.
Well, I mean, I don't really get what you... Yeah, obviously, it's not like Champions League, bro. But obviously, you asked me the question, did I want to win it? I said I wanted to win it. I wanted to win the tournament.
That's fine. That's fine. But I just want to make sure that we're not doing this as a whole prestige kind of major style thing.
Well, again,
Yeah, but that's besides the point. I think the worrying sign for Manchester City, and this is just me being completely honest, LB knows when I'm bantering. He knows when I'm being serious about it. I think this is the Pep Linders effect. I spoke about this before. I'll say it again. Listen, even the stuff that Bernardo Silva was saying publicly shows me that Pep Linders has had an effect on the team. And this is the stuff that I was saying. Look, when there's something positive about another club, I will say it. When there's something negative, I will say it. City fans doing the whole ha ha ha, we got Pep Linders type thing. It's not a good thing getting Pep Linders, because the more power Pep Linders got at Liverpool, the less successful we became. And
well, that's quite funny actually you say that, because
yes,
the previous games where Linders has been, I think, had his biggest impact, we've actually been better. I actually think the game that we got knocked out yesterday, or whenever the game was it was like we was playing like the same style as last season, which cooked us.
Explain Bernardo's comments then. We allowed them to have too many spaces. We should have pressed them and won the ball and blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's Pep's fault, because his subs were mad. He took off all our DMs and left Bernardo Silva playing as a DM in midfield on his own. And then he's like, oh, yeah, we got cooked on transition. Yeah, of course we got cooked on transition. We had Cherky, Foden and Bernardo Silva in midfield. What do you think's going to happen?
It was the defense that looked poor. Like, I'll be real, you looked really good against, was it Juve the game before?
Yeah.
You looked pretty good. I think I saw a bit of your stream as well. You're saying you're actually enjoying watching City again. And I agree, that was an entertaining performance. But it just feels too inconsistent. Now, you could say, okay, it's pre-season. It doesn't matter. The consistency will come as we get closer to it. But there is a lot of changes happening at City. It's a mini rebuild or refresh, whatever terminology suits the conversation. So I don't think it's a bad thing that you've had these additional games to start looking at the extra players. That's how I would look at this tournament, is that you've almost had a pre-season to your pre-season to allow a couple of those new players to come in, the Cherkis, Aid Nouri, who I think's actually looked really good in the tournament, to come in and start to settle down. And then those players as well that you bought in January, you've had a few extra games to get involved with as well. And now Pep can still look at this team in the transfer window while it's still open and say, right, this still isn't working, that needs tweaking, etc. So it's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this tournament's a bad thing. I actually think it will help you in the long run. The only thing I would be worried about from a City perspective is fatigue. Like, most pre-seasons are starting in the next, I think, 2 weeks, around the 14th, I think, of July. I don't know when yours is. I would assume it's slightly delayed.
4 weeks.
Yeah, so there's going to be a gap, but then you're playing up until quite late before the Premier League starts. So do you worry that the team's going to be a bit fatigued, maybe even at the start or as we get deeper into the league next season?
They've got 4 weeks off. They've got 4 weeks off now.
Okay, so
I'm trying to just look at the schedule, LB. So now, how much time off do your players actually get?
4 weeks.
Wait, 4 weeks takes us to the 2nd of August.
To the end of... No, it takes you to the end of July, but isn't that...
When's the season
The
start?
Premier League starts on the 15th or the 16th.
Mid-August, no? Yeah, mid-August.
So what you're saying, your actual pre-season's only 2 weeks long? 2.5 weeks long?
2 weeks, yeah.
When the
Which
fuck is the
honestly,
next
it does
season?
make sense. Actually, it does make
That's
sense.
fine. I'm not going to say what the issue is. That's
Fair.
Yeah,
There's also got to be some like responsibility on the players to like keep themselves in decent shape in the off season.
correct.
The professional football.
Yeah, they usually like go on holiday with their trainers and stuff these days.
Yeah, they'll have to, you know what I mean? It's not like they're not going to an all-inclusive restaurant, mate, scanning a buffet in the morning. Like, bro, they got to go there, they got to stay in good shape and that. They'll be on the treadmills, going for runs and that. It's like, bro, you get paid a lot of money. You can't be coming back fat, mate. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what the
Rooney
difficulty
style.
with this is? The difficulty with this is like unlike the other, like with, for example, when players go for summer tournaments, whether it's the Olympics or the World Cup or the Euros or the Copa America, the difference with that is not every player from the club is in those tournaments. So they can still have some players train, and that's why they give some players extra break. Or like remember,
they come back
some
later.
players they come back a bit later. They don't start the season. The problem with this club football being played in the summer is that the whole club is there. Every player is there. So you cannot afford to give everyone an extra break. So there is like a slight risk with if they take a 4 weeks break and then come back. Because when you say preseason is 2 weeks, I'm assuming you'd have to train 1 week before you play a preseason game. You can't just play a preseason game the second day after training.
Most clubs will play about 4 or 5 preseason matches, and usually the final one's like the kids, isn't it? So I don't know. It's like it almost helps you when you think about it, because if you'd got past them, if you look at Chelsea, let's say Chelsea get to the final. I don't know when the final is. I assume probably another week or so. So
16th,
they're
I think.
Yeah.
60. So that's still a while away. So their players are gonna have what 2.5 weeks if they're on the same schedule as say City. Their players are potentially going to be pretty knackered or not refreshed enough or what have you. So, and it's interesting what you said, Ashraf. Like normally there is still a skeleton of a team that remains that will start pre-season early, and those international players come back a bit later. So it'll be interesting to see if there is any impact or any.
I don't think there's any
excuses.
excuses. We've got 4 weeks off. They come back on the 30th of July, right? And then our first game's on the 16th. So we've got 2.5 weeks. There's no excuses. And then we don't play again for another week after that. We play Spurs. So
do you know how many pre-season?
Elby, when is your first pre-season fixture? I've been trying to find this.
I don't think they'll do proper pre-season games. I think
because you're not doing the summer series. Like you and Chelsea aren't going to that summer series.
I think they'll just do like games at the training ground, and maybe just like invite a couple of
old school from the 90s. Yeah.
I think that's what they'll probably do. But like I said, I'm not worried about that, man. Like, bro, if we get beat off Wolves, I ain't using fucking tiredness as an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we're doing here, bro.
So what you say now, Elby, from what you've seen, again, like under the asterisks, if you like, there's preseason friendlies. Are you still seeing gaps in that team that need to be strengthened before you start?
A major one where our fan base is having a massive debate at the moment is our goalkeeper. Because the thing is with well, no, Ortega's. I think it's Edison and Ortega both dropped off last year, right? So obviously, like Edison for us has been fantastic over the years. Yeah, he's obviously been perfect for the way we play. But last year, he had his worst season in the Manchester City kit. Now, a lot of players had the worst season in the Manchester City kit last year, but Edison did, right? And I've always said, like, there's no surprise that's come the season that he was obviously meant to leave last year and go Saudi. He obviously didn't go because we didn't get the bid. Or we didn't get the fee that we wanted. I've said I want him to stay, but if he ain't like dialed in and focused, then I'd rather just get a new goalkeeper. And unfortunately, during this tournament, he's not looked very good, and he's making mistakes. He doesn't look focused. Doesn't look like fucking. You know what I mean? So like, I'm like, bro, it's tough, man, out here. You know what I mean? And people say Ortega. Well, Ortega dropped off last year as well, so he ain't an option. So if it's me, I've said this morning on my channel, I'd sell Ortega and I'd buy a new goalkeeper. But a number one, I won't buy like an Ortega replay. I'll be buying a new goalkeeper. Probably going to be that Costa guy from Porto, who, to be honest with you, I've watched him 3 times and he's had 2 bad games. Just don't fill me with confidence, but what could you do, eh? So yeah.
Wait, are you saying you want a new number 1 or a new number 2?
No, what, a new number 1.
A new number 1.
Yeah. And then we need a right back. We do need a right back.
What's going on with Livramento? Is that dead?
It's not dead.
Martin yesterday told me he doesn't think you sign Livramento.
I don't know if we'll get Livramento, but I think we'll put a bid in. I do think
because he says it's too much money. Actually, Martin told me yesterday he thinks City are done now.
I don't think we're done.
Transfers wise.
I think we'll get
Martin, the City fan.
Yeah, he thinks that City are done now transfer.
He came on a stream, I can't remember when. Is it your stream or Saad's stream? And he said, "Oh no, actually, we still have a lot more to do." And I was like, "Really? I don't think so." And he's like, "Oh yeah, so, bro, these guys keep changing their mind."
Yeah,
I think they'll get a right back. I think they'll get a right back, and then they're done.
Yeah, but if it's not Livramento, who else are they looking at? Because
right back market is so dead. It's dead.
I don't know if it is, man.
Well, go on then. Give me 5 right backs that are good enough to come into Manchester City's first team. He's not good enough to replace Carlo.
No, I think Ola Aina's
enough.
Yeah, stop. That's BS. I think Ola Aina is good enough. I think, by the way, I actually think if you guys push hard, you can get. The thing is, I know he came back from a 10 weeks injury, but you can get someone like a Ben White who, in a World Cup year,
I was thinking that.
No, genuinely, when he said he wants to get back to England, he's never going to be starting again ahead of Timber because Timber is better, and he is better than your current right backs. He is better than your current right backs.
I said the right back market's fallen off, and these guys said Ola Aina, Ben White, and who else?
Well, the Palace one, Muniz, he's absolute
Munoz
quality.
is decent. I'll give you that.
Oh,
But come on,
decent,
man. What are
yeah.
you telling me the right back market's not fell off and you give me
Why don't you
Ben
guys
White
try for
fucking
Conor Bradley?
Salah,
Conor
innit?
Bradley is decent as well.
Conor Bradley's actually not too bad, but like again,
Yeah,
I'm
and he's a
looking for-
bench player now.
Yeah, but they're gonna make us pay dough, and if we're gonna pay dough, I want like a
You
top
could have
tier player.
Gusto, man.
Yeah.
Well, obviously 2 years ago, Gusto was cooking, but I don't know what's happened to him. I know we spoke about him last
And
year.
maybe under Pep he could, you know, do thing. Surely you got some academy kid that's ready.
I think Timber, man, he's a brilliant player. I really
Yeah,
like Timber.
Timber's pure quality.
He's bypassed my Eredivisie hate as well because I hate that league, man. But he's come in and just fucking cooked me. I can't lie. He'd be perfect for us, but obviously he's at Arsenal. So I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Yeah,
what we're
but
gonna do.
you got look. Even the names we just gave you, they're better than what you have. Would you agree on that?
You're better than what you have, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I don't know. But the problem is, when you start going down that route, yeah, you're cooked.
Why?
I agree, but not when your
Because
team
you go and
overall
shell
is
out.
strong.
How much are you selling us Ben White for?
Knowing Arsenal, they'd probably sell him for 50.
Right, so 50 million for a player that's not good enough. So I'd rather wait.
He's not good enough. 2
he's
seasons
not
ago, he was the best right back in the league, or one of the best.
He's not.
The only reason he fell off, 2 reasons he fell off.
Injuries.
One is
Injuries.
one is injuries for sure, which he
Timber's
can
better.
recover from because he's not old, and 2 is Timber is better. That's
He's not
it.
good.
It's not like he's a bad right back. He's actually a very good right back when he's in form. Not
You know what?
he's not a good right back. He's a very, very good right back.
I'll tell you
Let
what,
me
the
just
chat
show
put a
him,
good
he says
name.
94 USA World Cup, 68,000 plus record attendance. Yeah, but the Club World Cup is never going to be like an actual World Cup, though. I mean, the World Cup has been held in the United States before, but the Club World Cup. Yeah, and that's what he's saying. And I think the problem with the Club World Cup, and I said this yesterday, and this is not a thing of, oh, you're being salty. I have no problem with Chelsea being in it. I have no problem with City being in it. I have a problem with Salzburg being in it. I have a problem with Dortmund being in it. Even Auckland being in it, they're continental champs. But with all due respect, Salzburg and Dortmund haven't even won like a conference league in the last 5 years. They do not belong in this competition at all. And if someone's going to tell me Euros and rankings and blah, 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 yeah, but that's what I'm calling out. That's what I have a problem with. This rankings bullshit. Because there is no reason for Salzburg to be in a competition of this magnitude. You're trying to promote the game in the United States. You're trying to get more people interested in the World Cup. And you're bringing Salzburg to competition. Are we being serious here?
But wait, by that logic, then you would have a problem with Jordan being in the World Cup.
No, because Jordan qualified.
Okay, so
Salzburg didn't qualify.
what is Jordan going to do?
The Club World Cup is the continental champion. This is what the Club World Cup means.
I know what it is.
It's the continental champion of
the last.
That's why Al Ahly is there. That's why Wydad is there. You get me? Because they won their continental competitions.
And Wydad's my
Auckland is there because they won the continental competition. Al Hilal won the continental competition. The Hyundai team from South Korea won their continental competition. Salzburg and Dortmund haven't won anything to qualify for this.
Yeah,
They haven't even won a Bundesliga in the last 4 years.
Have you won a Champions League in the last 4 years?
No.
So why are you saying you should be there then?
I never said I should be there. That's not what I said.
Should you be there ahead of Salzburg?
No, I said why is Salzburg and Dortmund there? I didn't say
Liverpool. On the
Liverpool.
coefficient, man.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
that's
what
totally
coefficient
bullshit.
though?
Yeah, but
What
that's what I'm calling out. I'm calling out the coefficient bullshit because I think it's horse shit.
Yeah, but
So
they
who
can't
do
have
you
like,
think
they
should
can't
be
have
there
like 10
instead of them?
teams from the Premier League, can they?
That's not what I'm saying, LB.
So
I'm
who
saying
should be there then. What are you
You're
saying?
saying
Even-
Liverpool
okay,
should be
here's the
there
thing.
over Salzburg.
okay, at least invite a team that's won a Europa League, like Sevilla.
Yeah,
you can't
I
be-
agree with that.
Yeah, you can't be bringing
agree with that.
Salzburg and shit. They won nothing, and same with Dortmund.
I think the thing is though they wanted to obviously spread the money around
Yeah.
countries. Otherwise, you just have Spain, Germany, England, and maybe a bit of Italy.
Then you might as well make it Champions League V2, innit?
It's a proper PR. It's a proper PR thing because even Inter Miami. Why is Inter Miami there? They didn't win their league.
Messi.
They didn't win their continent. It's just messy, right? Like that's common sense. Like Al Hilal as well. Okay, Al Hilal. By the way, Al Hilal didn't win the Asian Cup either. So how come they're there? They won their
No,
Saudi
they
league.
won it.
No, when? Which year? Name it.
Within the last 4 years. They have done.
Within the last 4 years. Okay. I thought
Yeah,
you said
that's
last
the whole
season or
point
the
of this
season before.
competition, no?
I think that's
I
how,
had.
that's how it is.
Okay, how come PSG were there? PSG only won it this year.
Because it's France.
But the draw was.
They won the
Huh?
French league. They won the French league.
Oh, so they take league champions as well.
It's not just like who won the Champions League. It's like, It's probably done on league coefficients.
يا حبيبي الهلال won Asian Champions League 2021 وراوا Reds won 2022 العين won 2024. Here you go. Ulsan Hyundai won
Yeah,
2020. There you go.
Yeah,
So
but
they're
I'm
all
asking then why is
continental champs.
PSG
That's my
there?
point.
Why is PSG there then?
They just won the
French
Champions League. Oh yeah.
No, but they were there before that. What do you mean?
Yeah,
But they won the
yeah.
French
True,
league
true.
and their coefficient is high.
No, but if it's by the league, then Barcelona won the league 2 seasons ago. How come they didn't qualify?
I don't know, man. This
This
is a
coefficient
friendly
of theirs is
tournament. Who
weird.
really cares?
It's coefficient. I
It's
mean, they
the-
don't really count it as a friendly tournament.
Look, before we go talk about boring stuff, just go back to what we were saying about the right back stuff. It's a good name. Why don't you go for Spence? My
No.
boy Jed Spence.
No, not good enough.
Oh, Jet Spence is
Your
decent.
boy?
Not good
Yeah,
enough.
man, he's my boy.
He used to be in Forest. Yeah.
Not good enough.
Why is he not good enough?
Because he's
Bro,
25.
I'm pretty sure
Right,
I'm
okay.
forgetting certain names. Let me pick them.
So no, you're not forgetting certain names. The market's dead.
Yeah, I know.
If I'm buying a player,
Uh,
I either want the player to be young with sky high potential,
okay.
mid-level age, but who can become a world-class player within the next 18 months, or a world-class player. Jed Spence doesn't fall into any of those categories. He is not going to be a world-class right back in 2 years. He's just not. He's a good player. That's it. Fairs. He's not going to turn out to be world-class, is he?
Okay, so you think Aitanori is going to turn out to be world class?
I think I know he could be world-class in the next 18 months, 2 years, yeah?
But you could say could be about any player.
Yeah, but bro, it's my opinion, innit? My opinion on
Yeah, but
Jed
you're not
Spence is-
recruiting it, bro.
Nah, I'm not dealing with a rage bait, man. I'm learning from my.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
learning- I'm
like,
learning
when
from
you,
the.
when you look at the traits
Nah.
that Spence has compared to Aitanori, they're very similar. Both stronger going forward, both pacey, little suspect, both of them at the back. And with Spence, you get a player who can play right side and left side, so you get additional cover on the left.
I do not see Jed Spence being a world-class right back ever.
I have a name
believe you.
for you.
But he's still a right back.
Go on, give me the name.
Josip Stanisic, man. He's actually a very good player.
Who's this guy?
Plays for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich right back. Who plays for Croatia.
No, I don't know him.
He is a very good right back. Again, not world class. So I know you're looking for world class, but
How
he's
old
a
is
very very good right back. 25.
Can I become world-class?
Go check him
right
out.
back in the next 2 years?
Watch some videos and see he's actually quite decent.
So why would they sell him then?
Yeah,
Your
because
Man
Bayern,
City.
your Man City. If you push, you might get the. By the way, if they're
I'll
trying to
buy
buy
Munich
certain
sell a
players,
player that you're telling me can become a world-class right back in the next 18 months.
because I'll explain. Because I think they have bigger priorities that they're trying to fix, which is why they try to get Gittins, which is why they try to get they're trying to get Rodrygo. If they need to make money to pay the extra amount, which they couldn't pay for Wirtz, or they were not willing to pay for Wirtz, which they are not willing to pay for Gittins, which they're not willing to pay for Nico Williams, you might be able to facilitate that for them.
I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. Their defense is already chopped.
Yeah,
so it is the
Plus, yeah, as Bodan said, agent company, man. He said he's your former captain. He might say, hey, let me help them out a bit.
I think it's Liverpool or bust.
Would you not take what's his face from Palace? I know he's a little older.
Yeah. So the other sort of category, the fourth category of player, is short-term solution, solid option. So Olaina would fall into that. Munoz would fall into that because they're both 29, solid players. Yeah, shouldn't cost you a lot of money. Yeah, shouldn't be like 60 mil. Should be like, Aina's got 1 year left of his contract, so you're looking at between 20 and 30.
He's about to sign a new one, bro.
Right, okay, but obviously if City wanted to bid for, he's not going to sign a new contract, right?
But he's already signed. It's just not been announced. But anyway, go on.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying.
Mm.
Right, so that's the sort of short-term solution. We'll take him, have him for a couple of years, but we're probably going to need to buy a new right back in 2027 or something. But it's better than having no one, right?
I just think Munoz fixes your issue. I really do, because you can play him in a 4, you can play him in a 3. He's very good.
Ben
going
White
forward.
as well.
Very
Ben
good.
White.
I like Munoz. I think he's a fucking brilliant player. He's certainly someone that I imagine would be on the list that they're looking at. But there've been no rumours whatsoever. It's the only rumours we've had is Livramento. But you want Livramento, it's going to cost you 70 million, maybe more.
So, from what you've seen so far, what would you say is your starting 11, roughly speaking, going into next year?
Ederson, Aït-Nouri, Gvardiol, I'd play Huzanov over Diaz. Are you asking me what mine is or Pep's?
Yeah, yours.
Pep. No, why should? Oh,
All right, go on, go. Whatever. I don't really care. I was going to
Okay,
hear 11 names.
Pep Guardiola's will be Ederson, Aït-Nouri, Gvardiol, Diaz. At the moment, Nunes, we don't have a right back. Rodri, Reinders, Cherky, Foden, Mamouche, Haaland.
fairs.
Is that strong enough?
Listen, on that note, let me switch gears and talk about Manchester and talk about Arsenal. You have to go now, LB.
Yeah, I think so. 1 sec.
Yeah, double check for me. Anyway, big up to all of you guys locked in. Big up to AMT for the super chat. Big up to everyone watching us. Guys, make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys right here, right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Big up to Blaze who says, why 2 red stars and young boys in the Champions League put the fries in the bag? What?
I love that saying. Put the fries in the bag. It's funny as fuck. Right, yeah, I
What
gotta
does
go.
this mean?
Big up, lads. Yeah.
Big up, LB.
See you next week.
What does this even mean, Blazu? What does this even mean? I hate this layout.
Blazu. I don't know if a lot of people know where that reference is from. Blazu.
Blazu! Hey, Mama Dusako.
Matuidi. Yeah, Mama Dusako,
Yeah.
Matuidi.
Blazu! Wallahi, I don't understand what you mean, Blaze. I'm so sorry, so I can't even respond to it. But big up to Blaze, big up to MT. Let's move on to talk about Arsenal Football Club, guys. Let's get the likes up, please. Subscribe to the channel. Every single one of you guys right here, right now. Please like, please subscribe. Let's talk because Ashraf was in the terrace chat spending his hard-earned Emirati dirhams because Mo rattled them. The whole Eze and Rodrygo situation.
Habibi, Mo didn't rattle me. Most
No one is talking
hypocrisy.
about Auckland, Blaze. You keep missing the point. Yeah, Habibi, I said I have no problem with Auckland or Al Ain or Al Hilal. I have a problem with fucking Salzburg and Dortmund. I've said that.
And
already.
Dortmund. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
PSG.
said. Blaze, don't argue stuff I didn't argue. I didn't say Chelsea shouldn't be in it. Relax. Anyway, so
What happened? I haven't seen this. What happened?
I'll tell you what happened, Wolfie. What happened is yesterday there was a nice heated stream, heated mainly from my side. Honestly, these guys were calm and composed, to be honest. Where we were clear, I was saying Zubimendi and Partey, the plan was to have both of them together, right? That's why we agreed with Zubimendi and we offered Partey a contract after that, right? Partey left, obviously, because of the contract. He wanted more money or he wanted a 1+1, whatever it is. The point is he left because of the contract, not because of playing time, blah, blah, blah. Hussam and Mo's argument was it is fantasy land to expect Partey and Zubimendi to both stay because who's going to start? Who's going to be on the bench? How is it going to work? But then where it irks me...
He said that. He said that. Just
both of them. Hussam and
what an idiot. Go on.
What irks me is Hussam at least stayed consistent because Hussam afterwards, even though I disagree with Hussam, but Hussam afterwards said Arsenal will not sign Eze and Rodrygo because where will Eze play, right? Mo suddenly showed hypocrisy by saying, no, but Arsenal...
He didn't show
Arsenal
hypocrisy on that one. I can't
Arsenal will sign, because of the reports, Arsenal can sign Eze and Rodrygo, right? And when Hussam and Terry said, how will they play? Hussam is asking him, how will they play? He's like, no, they will rotate. He will play here. He will play there. But when I said the same thing with Partey and Zubimendi yesterday, he's like, no, that is fantasy world. How will Partey stay and not want to play more minutes? Why will Zubimendi come to Arsenal and not want to play more guaranteed minutes? How does that make sense? How does it work for? And because Mo's not here to defend himself, so I'm going to say what Mo said in response. I sent a super chat addressing it. Mo came back saying, no, Ashraf, the thing with Partey is he's 32-year-old. He wants 250k a week, right? How can you keep someone who has 250k a week, earning 250k a week on the bench? So if we get Gyökeres, Mr. Mo, he's not here to answer himself, but I'll ask anyways. If we get Gyökeres,
I know what you're gonna. Can I guess what you're gonna say?
How will
be on the bench?
Havertz?
Yeah.
How will we keep Havertz
Exactly.
for 280k on the bench? That makes no sense. It's ridiculous to say that. The teams that win the league, Man City is a great example. 4P champions. I said this in 22-23. Go check the Premier League appearances. Mahrez, Foden, Bernardo Silva, KDB, Gundogan, and Rodri all played 30+ games in the Premier League. All. How did Pep manage to do it? right? That's all, while also starting Grealish in some games, while also like rotating with some others. Alvarez played some games as well. It's ridiculous to be saying that crap. We champions figure out a way and they rotate players. But anyways, yeah, that was my point.
I think your logic is spot on. I think the easiest argument in this, it's just come to me, sir. I don't know. Let's talk it through. If I asked you this,
Sorry, last thing, Wolfie. Hassan, bring the comment as well of Register Kev. Register Kev, he said, Ash, especially because Mo kept saying, especially in the midfield, it gets rotated. Exactly. So if the midfield gets rotated, that means Partey and Zubimendi could have been rotated. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Wolfie.
can I ask you a very simple question? If Partey had signed that contract, would you have signed Norgard VPN?
No, I don't think so. No. 100% we wouldn't have.
Oh, are you sure of that?
Ornstein and Fabrizio confirmed it. They said, we signed Norgard as a replacement for Partey. In fact, Ornstein even mentioned Arsenal have started talks with Norgard amidst Partey conversations falling down, conversations falling through. Both of them reported it. They tweeted it right there.
So that's the end of the conversation then, isn't it? Like, he's a replacement for Partey. It's as simple as that. Again, I said this, I was saying to Igal the other day, I was like, why can't you just say that Zubimendi is an upgrade on Jorginho and Norgard is a downgrade on Partey? Arsenal have done one good deal and one bad deal. It's football, it happens. I don't know why there's this whole thing about, oh no, let's spin them round and this guy replaced the other and what have you. And I agree with what you're saying, Ash.
But regardless, it's one good deal, one bad deal, because Norgard is better than Jorginho, but Partey is better than Zubimendi. So anyway, it's one
but
good
that's not their plan. This is the point you're missing. That wasn't their plan. I don't know why these top gooners are trying to protect it, man. Like, why is it you always have to agree with everything your club has done? What kind of robots are being produced in fan bases right now? It's not a crime. It doesn't mean you stop supporting Arsenal just because you disagree with a signing that's happened. You have an opinion. You're human. Like, it's just stupid. And what Ashraf is saying is spot on. I would, if I was an Arsenal fan, rather have an upset Partey on the bench or an upset Zubimendi on the bench than an upset Norgard on the bench, because my strength in that team would be a lot better. I would like to think that I don't have an upset Partey or an upset Zubimendi. I have a motivated one who would like to prove the manager that they are better than the other one, which would mean the competition is higher in that place, which would mean complacency is lower. Now you look at it, what's guaranteed at Arsenal is that Zubimendi is the number one choice and Norgard is there as a backup. So where is the motivation? And I'm not saying this will happen, but, you know, just speaking kind of just objectively on it, where's the motivation for Zubimendi to keep his performances at 100%, knowing it's only Norgard behind him and not a Partey? That's the difference here. And you, Hussam, can't say any of this stuff because you've talked about players when they sign and they uplift the others around them and they've got to push the levels up and what have you. He was saying,
I agree with this. I think because once again, like, if you actually heard what I've been saying over the last 48 hours, once again, listen, Ashraf can disagree with my logic, but he can accept and admit that my logic is consistent anyway. So even if he thinks I'm wrong, I have consistent things. With Rodrygo, I think Rodrygo has the same impact that Verts signing does because it uplifts everyone around them. But with all due respect, Yani, let's go full on negative scenario. Let's say Arsenal sign Madueke and Sesko tomorrow. And khalas, they say, guys, we're done with the transfer window. But what effect does that have on your players? If you're Saliba, if you're Gabriel walking into the dressing room, you're like, fuck all this. Like, I've got to beat these guys with Madueke and Sesko. So I agree that certain signings have this like more moral, like more like in terms of squad morale, like it has like an effect on the whole team. So that's the thing.
Sam, there's a question that I don't think I've ever asked you. So then let me actually get your opinion on this. With the current signings we've made, forget Rodrygo and the ones we haven't signed. Talk about the confirmed ones, Zubimendi and Norgard, obviously. And Kepa. Are we stronger this coming season or weaker than what we were?
With Norgard, Zubimendi, and Kepa?
Yes.
Weaker.
Are we strong? Exactly. So you agree with us, the correct thing to do was to keep Partey and get Zubimendi, which was the original plan.
The reason why I disagreed is because I think you are existing in a universe in which you're waffling. Because I don't think you can convince Partey and Zubimendi to rotate. I think they both think of themselves as starters.
How did we
the
manage
same
it
thing
then?
that
How
I
did we
said
manage it?
about Eze and Rodrygo. Yeah, I don't think Eze and Rodrygo will sign at Arsenal. And if they do, I will come here and I'll go like, guys, my bad. I
Hussam.
got it wrong. I apologize. I made that
But you were
bet with
proven
Wayne.
wrong
Wait,
already.
Wayne
why
said
do you
he's
think
gonna-
they won't sign?
Wayne said he's going to send a super chat and apologize to me if that happens. He said, deal, no problem. And I'll apologize to him if the reverse happens because of the following. Look,
Hmm.
World Cup season. Rodrygo already didn't get called up once by the Brazilian national team. He's on the bench at Real Madrid. He obviously wants to play because we know South American players love representing their country. It's not like an English thing, you know, or blah, blah, blah. So they love representing their country. So Rodrygo would want to start. Eze now will leave Crystal Palace to join Arsenal because he wants to start. Now, some random fraud like Footy Corner TV and other people in the chat who just like to call me out the whole time and never actually respond to the message, they'll say, Eze plays left 10. Okay, Habibi, my Arsenal don't play with left 10. So where he going to play? Left back? Yani, he has to play in the left
No,
wing
no, and
position.
even if we play, just to back Hussam, even if we play with a left 10, that means someone big is getting dropped. Who's getting
Yeah,
dropped?
exactly. And that's what I asked them. I'm like, okay, so is Zubimendi getting dropped? No. Is Rice getting dropped? No. Is Odegaard getting
Odegaard.
dropped? No. So where will Eze play? Left wing.
No, but Wolfie, you know how I can prove now that Hussam's logic is completely flawed and he himself
Please do.
disagreed with it? Because yesterday when I asked him, if Partey was offered 150k a week or even whatever contract Arsenal are offering, would he have stayed? Hussam said yes, he would have stayed. So if Partey was going to accept staying for the contract that we were offering, that means playing time was not the issue. And by the way, you know why you're proven wrong? Because Partey, as a player of Arsenal, knew Zubimendi's coming in from Jan. If we, the fans, knew it because Mokbil said it, Fabrizio said it, Ornstein said it, the Partey already knew it as well. And not only did he know it, Fabrizio reported, and I think Ornstein maybe as well, I can't remember, that talks with Partey were going well. The only reason the talks fell through, as reported, is the contract. It had nothing to do with playing time because why will that not come out then? Why will the 2 years? 2 years and 250 or whatever it is.
Okay, Crayon Dave is responding to you. Let me just read this one because it's responding to your point. Ashraf says 10 million. Thank you, Dave. Ashraf says 10 million is worth it for Partey over Norgard, but don't factor in the impact that it will have on the contract negotiations over the next 2 years.
That's
what
absolute
impact would it have?
bollocks.
That's BS.
I've never
I
heard
said,
meaning that you don't give players all their demands.
No, but that's all, Habibi. We're trying to win the league. To try and win the league, you bite the bullet where you have to bite the bullet. I said yesterday, paying Partey 26 million over the next 2 years is better than paying 15 million for Norgard over the next 2 years. Yes, it's 11 million more, 10 or 11 million more, depending on how much the wages will be for Norgard. But Partey is that much better than Norgard. He's probably 40 million better than Norgard, not just 10 million. So for our title chances, it's better if you keep Partey because it increases your chances of winning the league. That's why I said, to say this, contract negotiations, okay, by that logic, that window's already sailed because Havertz got 280 million and he's clearly
That's the problem.
It's clearly a flop in the club, and I guarantee you Saliba and Gabriel and Saka and Odegaard and all these players who are negotiating next time are going to be like, that bum is on 280k a week.
Exactly.
You better pay me 400. You better pay me 400 because I do a lot better than that guy. So that window's already sailed, bro.
That's the issue. I've heard this argument so many times that what message does it send out? The message has already been sent out because of Kai Havertz. That's the issue. So it's not Partey that's the issue when it comes to these contract negotiations. Is that goddamn useless player that is Kai Havertz? So what is he on? 290? I hear 300, whatever it is. It's a rip-off. So if you want to fix that issue, get rid of Havertz. That's the only way you fix it.
There
and
you
also,
yeah.
Are you that naive that you think players think they should be on the same amount as other certain players? So if, for example, let's just say, I don't know, Mohamed Salah decided to sign for Arsenal tomorrow, his demands would be 300-400k a week. Do you think a Ben White is going to turn around on his contract negotiations and say, "Oh, Mohamed Salah's on 400k, and I played 3 more games than him, therefore I deserve to be on at least the same amount of him"? It doesn't work like that. And also, you're factoring in these salaries. These are base salaries. There's bonuses that involves assist bonus, goal bonus, clean sheet bonus, loads of these things as well that we don't hear about. So, like, everyone just assumes they know the exact price of these contracts.
And you guys are mocking, you might be mocking what Wolfie's saying. Wolfie's actually spitting. If there's a money problem and we're trying to make sure it works, contract, blah, 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 guess what? The best thing to do money-wise, because let's assume we get Gyökeres. Hopefully, inshallah, we get Gyökeres. We can all agree Gyökeres is a much better striker than Havertz, right? And we have Trossard who can probably play there. We can probably go get some young striker. If that is such a big issue, sell Havertz. Some club will buy, because apparently Arsenal fans think he's amazing. He's not a flop like Wayne. Okay, sell Havertz for 70, 80 million. You get rid of the 280k a week as well, by the way. So it's a double win. Go get Gyökeres, and then later go invest some money and get some young striker. And when Jesus is fit in January, sell him as well in January. So you get rid of another 250 to 60k a week in wages as well. Even if you have to bite the bullet in transfer window, in the transfer fee, because Jesus is obviously injured, we're not going to get much for him. But you guys won't say that because it's not actually about the money. It's about agendas.
And let me ask you this, Ashraf.
Let me just read this one. I think Partey will accept. He literally played right back when Rice was playing at the 6.
Thank you, Abud. Exactly.
No, but when you say thank you, that's what I said. I said if Partey stayed, he would have played inverted right back.
No, he's telling you.
And by the way, Abud, I hope you're good. It's been a while since I've seen you. Big up, my bro. I hope you and the family.
He actually just reached out to Mo last time. He actually supporting my point, because I'm saying Partey will be willing to compete with Zubimendi and play here and there. If someone like Partey accepted playing a right back role where he was clearly not comfortable, of course he's going to be okay with rotating with the DM position. And that, by the way, is proven as well, because it never once came up by Ornstein, by Mokbel, by Fabrizio that he had an issue with that. His main issue is just the contract. That's it. And by the way, I disagree with Hussam. I actually do think we could get an Eze, Rodrygo, and Gyökeres. The only reason why I think it can happen is because I think we would sell Martinelli then, right? And we would probably, the same thing that I said about Partey, I think we would do that with Eze. Like, he would start as a 10, he would start as a left winger sometimes. Like, it depends. I don't think the club cares about promising these players like playing time.
But the double standards is what I can't understand in the Arsenal fan base. A lot of them have said Partey too much money, whatever it was, 200, 250, whatever it was. Let's just say you get Gyökeres, you get him on the table and they're about to decide his salary. And he turns around and says, I want 350 at least, because I'm 60k a week better striker than Kai Havertz. And let's say Arsenal say, no, we're not going above 250. Will the Arsenal fan bases that defended this whole salary thing about Partey turn around and say Arsenal did the right thing to not overpay Gyökeres? We're better off without a striker because he wanted too much on his salary. Are they going to play that same narrative as well when it comes to a striker, the thing you are desperately in need of?
I think certain Arsenal fans are just praising everything the club do, and I do think that it gets a bit jarring for even when we bring up like certain good points and we have good debating stuff, like they just feel like, and I said this on the Football Terrace, I say it back again. I think the fact that Arsenal didn't win the league like last season as well puts a lot of Arsenal fans in a really like upset mental state with their football club. So they have the reverse thing of trying to defend the club all the time. And as I said, I'm not saying this out of nothing, because I experienced this with Liverpool fans literally 3 years ago when I called out the Nunes signing. It's just like you have to defend everything your club does. And I think that's the problem with them, because they're refusing to say anything negative about their football club. Even you look at someone like Kepa, like instead of them actually addressing the fact that Kepa's a shit keeper, they'll come out and say 5 million. Okay, Habibi, 5 million, no problem.
Good business.
Good deal. But we're not talking from an accountant perspective. I think he's a shit keeper. That's what I think. Don't you think the negotiations with Rodrygo, Gyökeres, and Eze, if we're going for all three, plays a part in them not wanting to give 250k a week? And then he comes up and says, I would disagree as well. Gyökeres is far more important. Respond to kind of both points, because he's kind of calling out your logic.
So
don't you think the negotiations with Rodrygo, Gyökeres, and Eze, if we're going for all three, plays a part in them? What? No, it doesn't. Again, bro, I'm saying, what are we trying to aim for next season? If we're trying to win the league next season, bite the bullet with that extra 11 million. Because, by the way, I'll tell you this. If we get Eze, okay, amazing. In fact, I will even say this. If we get Rodrygo, Gyökeres, and Eze, while we have weakened the DM position, I think we have strengthened the attacking position much more than in overall. I'll say we have a net positive. So I'm happy with that. But we have to now get Rodrygo, Gyökeres, and Eze. Are you confident, Crayon? I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan or not. Are you confident, Crayon, if you're an Arsenal fan, that we will get Rodrygo, Gyökeres, and Eze? I think they are targeting all three. But what if they don't get Eze and they only get Rodrygo and Gyökeres? We are much better in attack, but we have weakened our midfield. So it depends. But if we get these three, then yeah, okay, fair enough. We are much stronger now.
And again, why are these? I don't know if he's an Arsenal fan. Why are they so bothered about the 250 or the 200 or whatever it is? When did fans stop caring about how good a player was, and would they be a net positive for the team on the pitch? And it's like, I don't know how football fans think how they can come to the decision on what a weekly salary is or isn't okay for a footballer, based on what accountancy degree, based on what mathematics have they done to say, oh, Party's worth 200 but not 250. Like, where's all this coming from? All you should care about is, does Party make you a stronger team, yes or no? The answer is yes. Does Gyökeres coming in make you stronger? Yes, it does. Would Rodrygo, Eze, and Gyökeres come in and make you stronger? Yes. Then why do you care about what it costs? Why do you care about it costs? If you want to complain about what stuff costs at Arsenal, complain about the crap they put in your club shop. Every 5 minutes, they've got a new line coming out. I don't hear Arsenal fans complaining about that. They're still queuing up outside the club shop. So while you're doing that, you're funding these players. So be happy that the money is being spent on the players and their wages and not being put into some dividends or something with your owners. Are you two playing Candy Crush?
No, I'm hearing some adhan or something.
Yeah, it's the adhan around me. I'm responding to my mom in the family group chat, and I'm looking for news as well, because I just don't think Fofana is going to sign for Forest, but we'll come to that in a bit. The thing is,
it's not
like
the 250, it's the 250 to sit on the bench, right? What's not to get about that? That comment says it there. Okay, so are you saying that players should be starting, 1 to 11 should be based on their salary? Because by that logic, you want Havertz's first name on the team sheet. Like, what's
and
your
Jesus,
logic there?
and Jesus when he's back from injury.
Exactly. And then someone like, I don't know what Timber's on. Let's say Timber is on, for argument's sake, hypothetically 70k. Is he lower down the pecking order because his salary is less?
Ben White is earning more. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Ben White earns more than him. So let's put Ben White at right back and put Timber on the bench because Ben White earns more money. It's just stupidity.
I think there is. I still stick by my opinion. I don't think Arsenal should have kept Thomas Partey. But fair enough. If Ashraf thinks that, he thinks that. Do I think they downgraded? Yes, they did downgrade. So,
but you just said we're weaker. So then what we
did, but they
you
shouldn't
just said we're weaker. Yeah, exactly. You agreed we're
that's
weaker.
because you guys are like pushing this concept of Norgard replacing Partey, when I don't believe that.
Okay, Habib Hussam, you're the owner of Arsenal. How could we have gotten stronger from last season? What should we have done so far? Leave the attack like Rodrygo.
Oh, I'm the owner. Okay, I'd sign Gyökeres. I'd sign Rodrygo. I'd sign Zubimendi, and
Football Manager now.
That's not Football
Manager. So far, everything you've said is exactly what's happening anyways. Or at least
and instead of Norgard replacement, I would assign the backup 10.
A backup 10. Okay, but that's exactly what I said will be a good window. Yeah, I agree with you. But you also said you don't see us doing it, though.
Right now, if we go based off of reports, you are doing it.
No, but you said, okay, so your opinion is against the reports. Okay, fair enough.
Wait, so make the question easier.
I'm saying, look, the reports are saying Partey is being replaced by Norgard. I disagree. I think Norgard is the Jorginho replacement, and I think Zubimendi is the Partey replacement, because the club would have known for the last 3 months negotiating with Partey that they won't join. Now, Eze and Rodrygo, in terms of the reports, I completely disagree. I don't think you'll sign Eze and Rodrygo. I think you'll sign either or with one of the strikers, looking like Gyökeres now.
I agree with that's what will end up happening, but I don't agree with the logic of they shouldn't sign both, because Eze's not going to come to Arsenal with the attitude of, I can't get into this team. If he does, you don't want him there.
Arteta's not going to drop Odegaard, Wolfie.
I didn't say drop Odegaard. I'm talking about the player's mentality. You've been saying this whole thing, the player, it's a World Cup here, they're going to want to play, blah, blah, blah. Every player that signs who hasn't been told you're a bench warmer, should have the ego and arrogance to think I'm good enough to be in this team, or at least I'm good enough to force myself into this team. If you don't have that kind of player, you can't have a title challenging team.
So what happens if Eze outperforms Odegaard and now Odegaard is on the bench? Now what?
If Arsenal are winning, as an Arsenal fan, who would care?
Yeah.
Odegaard
does it
would care.
Who cares? Who cares?
But why
let me
will
tell you
Arsenal
this.
care? Who
If
gives a
Verts
shit?
comes in and has a stinker, and then Szoboszlai gets subbed back on for him, and Szoboszlai becomes the reason you've gone 10 games in a row winning, are you going to cry for Verts to start?
Yeah.
No, because I want Liverpool to win.
Okay, so what's your
Exactly.
question
Same.
about then?
Same logic.
Okay, but then that's the Arsenal captain, though.
So?
So what?
That's
Captains
the-
have been dropped.
That's the type of player that's like. I'll give you an example. Salah went 9 games without scoring a goal. Klopp still started him the 10th games.
Because you don't have any backup for Salah. If you had Lamine
At
Yamal
the
on
time
the bench,
we did. At the time we did, because that was 5
Who?
years ago. Shaqiri.
Did you win the league that
Shaqiri's not-
season?
by the way, Shaqiri played some games. I remember Salah
Yeah, but he
being
was not.
dropped in some
But
games, so
that's
coming
not
off
the
the
point.
bench.
The point is, even after 9 bad games, we
No,
still.
the point is,
Yeah,
I don't get
Habibi,
your
but
question.
KDB got dropped. Fernandinho was captain and he was on the bench. Like, these things can happen. Right now, if you have Eze and Odegaard is thinking it up for 6-7 games, he will start someone else. He's done.
Yeah, but
we've
then
done
how do
that
you
before
sell
at
Eze
Arsenal.
the project now? What are you gonna tell him? So you're gonna
But
come
that's
in
the
when
thing.
Odegaard is shit. That's what you're gonna say?
No, you're not.
But
You're
Sam-
going to come in.
Sorry, go ahead. Wolfie.
As I say, you're going to come in. He's going to tell you what he can offer you as well. This isn't a one-way transaction.
Exactly.
This is the thing you're missing. You don't have to
for
come in there and
starters-
sell it. He's not going to a Scunthorpe United, bro. They don't need to pull a red carpet out for him to say, here you go, this is going to be your changing room. We'll get you your own, special robes and stuff. No, he has to come in and say, this is what I can offer. This is what I've done. And I want to challenge for the first team. What is
And
the
here's the
problem
thing,
having that?
Wolfie.
You have to build a squad. Not an
Here's the
11.
thing, Wolfie.
I agree. You have
back
to
your
build the
point,
squad. I just don't think a player of Eze's caliber will accept the deal that
Hussam,
you're on.
but the reason why he would, first of all, he's desperate, John, because we are his boyhood club. He came from our academy, and it's been
Here we go.
reported that he
There
only.
we go.
Wait. I'm not saying
Here we
he's
go.
dying to only play for Arsenal. I get it, but I'm trying to say this is not just Arsenal want Eze. It's also Eze wants Arsenal. It's a two-way streak. So what Wolfie's saying is not wrong. I think you're making it very simplistic, Hussam, where you're making it seem like every time a club
Yeah, and I
tries to
said,
put a
listen, if
player-
Arsenal sign Eze and Rodrygo, I would say I was wrong. I apologize, but I don't think that that's gonna happen.
Okay, let me ask you this, Hussam. You're close
There's
to
a
signing
difference
Guehi.
between should it happen and what I think.
Wait, Hussam.
Oh,
you're close to signing
wait.
Guehi,
Wait,
yeah?
sorry. Wait. Quick one. How are we signing Gyökeres? How will we sell the project to Gyökeres when Havertz is a starter? When the Athletic reported Havertz is going to start the season regardless. How are we
I
selling
thought
it to
play on
Gyökeres?
Dave or me?
To you. And to both of you, actually.
And
So
I
you're
agree.
assuming I agree with Havertz on 280k. That's what Dave is saying.
What
I
you
think
saying?
I think if you sign Gyökeres, Havertz 100% becomes the bench option immediately. I think if you sign Sesko, Havertz is the starter.
You're missing the point
How?
Ashraf just made.
Yeah, you're missing my point completely. bro.
It's
I'm not
come
missing
out
the point
that
at
it
all.
is expected
Havertz
that
will have to
Havertz-
accept a bench role
No,
if Gyökeres is
that's
signed.
not the point. Arteta has said that Havertz will be expected to start as the 9 next season,
And
irrespective
he's very
of
important.
who
He's building
comes in.
muscle, blah,
So
blah,
how are
blah.
you selling Gyökeres as the project?
Okay,
Explain.
you sell Gyökeres the project because Gyökeres will be the starter. Because I don't think what he says about Havertz applies to the Gyökeres thing. The same thing could be said about Slot speaking about Szoboszlai publicly versus the reality. The reality is Verts is starting head of Szoboszlai. Now, what I'll respond to what Ashraf says. Big up to you, Crayon Dave. Big up everyone, by the way. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. This is very good debate. Big up to Dave and big up to Aboud and big up to AMT. Big up to all of you guys. The difference is the following. Look, I said that if Arsenal do sign Rodrygo and Eze, I'll come here and say, guys, I got it wrong. You guys were right. There's a difference between what I think will happen versus what I would do. I agree with Wolfie and with Ashraf. If I'm in Arsenal's place, I would sign Eze and Rodrygo. I just don't think it's going to happen. Just like if I'm in Liverpool's place, I
That's
would
not
sign
the debate.
Isak. I'd sign Rodrygo with the Diaz money. I'd sign Adam Wharton for 50, 60 million. I'd do
No.
all that shit. But I know
You're
what
deflecting.
I want to happen is different than what will happen.
You're completely deflecting because we're talking about the logic of it. Not should
Yes,
it or
the
shouldn't
logic
it.
of it is what I have a problem with.
Yeah,
if I'm
okay,
sitting
so
down with Eze in the World Cup year where he wants to start with England, my selling to him will not be, okay, Eze, listen, you're going to be backup 10 for Odegaard.
you're
You're
trapping
going to be
yourself.
backup left winger for
You're trapping
Rodrygo.
yourself.
We're going to bring you in to play Carabao Cup and FA Cup games. And every now and then, if Odegaard or Rodrygo is injured or out of form, you replace them. That's
Okay,
not
I'm
the selling
glad you
point.
said that. I'm glad you said that. So now let's apply exactly what you just said to Guehi. And you explain to me, with your logic, how you're going to get Guehi in a World Cup year, in a player who plays first team for Crystal Palace, in a player who won't be coming to start unless you think he's going to drop Van Dijk.
Easy response. Easy response. No
Go
problem.
on.
I said it
Go
on the
on.
terrace. I say it here. The difference in the Guehi scenario is Virgil van Dijk in 5 days is 34 years old. Virgil van Dijk is not going to play week in, week out 2 games. That's number one. Number two, Konate is injury prone, which is a problem that no Arsenal midfielder has and their left wingers don't have. They're fit for most of the season. Konate is an injury prone player. He's played 11 games, 18 games, 22 games. So he's an injury prone player. The thing with Guehi is he will be our first choice centre back off the bench, but the difference in this scenario is Virgil van Dijk as a 34-year-old centre back will not be able to play Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, Wednesday every week. Meaning, and I'm being very objective with my take.
No, you're not.
Let's say
No,
I
you're
am.
not.
No, I'm
No,
being
you're not.
completely
No,
objective.
you're not.
I heard
Let's
your
say-
take in the football terrace.
let me
it's full of
speak. Let
holes,
me
bro.
speak. Let's
Go on.
say on a Wednesday we play Leipzig in the Champions League, and on a Sunday we play Chelsea in the Premier League. Why the fuck should Van Dijk play against Leipzig? Tell me. You think I can't beat Leipzig with Guehi and Konate?
Hussam, you missed the point completely. Based on your
I did not
logic,
miss the point.
La, 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 I'll explain to you. I'll explain to you.
Okay.
I'll
Let me
explain
say
to you.
one
I'll
sentence.
explain to you.
None of your players are 34 years old and leaving 2 years from now. None
Hussam,
of them.
Hussam, let's not play the assumption game. Let's actually get into numbers. How many Premier League games? Give me a number you think Van Dijk will start next season if he's fully fit. Oh, let's say he's fully fit all season. He's not injured all season. How many Premier League games do you think he starts?
I'd say 30.
30.
Okay, and how many games do you think Konate starts if he's fully fit all season? I know injury,
won't
blah blah blah,
happen.
but no, you don't know that because Partey was
Won't
injured,
happen.
was known for injury prone, and he played the whole of last season. So, how many games do you think Konate starts if he's fit all season?
Konate has not been fit all season for.
I'm asking
Not the
you for your
question.
opinion. If he's fit, don't change the question.
Konate just played, but you're making a scenario that doesn't exist. Konate played 10 games in a row for the first time ever this season. 10 in a row only. And you think it's going to be...
Deflecting. Answer the question.
Answer my question, please.
Answer the question.
I am answering your
Okay.
question.
So
He is a
Konate
player
last
that
season,
is quite-
fine.
No, because,
We'll go by that logic.
because listen, you both are tag teaming and you're getting cooked right now because you're not. You're
You're
not.
not. You're actually
definitely.
getting
It's
cooked and
so
you're
hard
blaming
right
me.
now.
Guys, I have the answer. I looked at the
You're
stats.
asking a
Konate played
hypothetical
31.
That you're asking.
Konate
a
played 31
hypothetical-
games last season. So if we take 31 games that he played and Van Dijk will play 30, that means Guehi will basically start a max of 15, 16
asking a
games.
hypothetical
How are you
that
selling
does
that to
not
Guehi?
apply in this scenario? The reason why it does not apply in this scenario is Konate, for the first time ever, played 10 in a row only this season. First time
Okay,
ever.
guys, you want me to kill Husam's argument
Good,
right now?
good.
I'll destroy it in a second. And he himself will be like, shit, I shouldn't have said that yesterday. Yesterday, you said, how will you sell the story to Supermendy when Partey is staying? Partey is injury prone. He's 32. He won't play a lot of games. But you said yesterday that's fantasy. How will
Konate
you
has
sell it?
played 10 games in a row many times.
Oh.
Konate is injury prone. Okay, guys, you see it because
And
he's
so is
thinking
Partey.
he
And
thinks
so
he's-
is Partey.
one
By your
second,
logic, by the way.
He thinks he's cooked,
Oh.
right? He thinks he's cooked. 1 second.
Just
He's
use the
got you
same
there,
logic for
Hussam.
everything.
He's got
Don't
you
change
there.
our logic, bro.
No problem. No.
He said yesterday,
His chat GPT
how will-
in
how
now.
will you
Quick, I need
sell-
an answer. I need an answer, chat
Go
GPT.
watch the clip yesterday, guys. He said, how will you sell it to Supermendy?
One second.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is Thomas Partey games played, Premier League games played for Arsenal in the Premier League. 24, 24, 33, 14, 35. This is the Konate games played for Liverpool.
But he's
Watch now
injury
how-
prone, no?
Watch. No, wait, Habib, because you want to play games and do like all this like got you moment. 11
Yeah,
games,
injury
18
moment.
You know
games.
that.
No, but can I speak? Because you guys are just listening to respond and you're not listening to understand. So Konate, 11, 18, 22, 31. Do you realize the difference? Imagine someone played 11 Premier League games one season. The year after that played 18. The year after that played 22. And only
Wait,
last season was-
Guys. I just saw it quickly. So yesterday, Mo brought up the stat saying in the last 5 years, Partey has missed 400 and I can't remember what the number was. It was 400 and something. In the last 5 seasons, Konate has missed a total of 393 days. So Konate actually missed less days than Partey, but Hussam's logic was, how will you sell it to Zubimendi? But, you can sell it to Guehi.
Partey had one big injury. Also, I don't think that's true.
No, he didn't. He had multiple.
Also, that's not true, by the way, because the year that Partey had a bad season, he played 14 games in terms of injury. Konate played 11.
Wait, Hussam.
21, 22, he missed 3 months. 2021, he missed 3 months.
Here, I just checked it. Konate played 11 games in 21-22.
Yes, Akmal, I did my homework.
Okay, hold on. Forget the numbers. Hussam, would you class Konate as injury prone?
Yes, 100%.
Would you class Partey as injury prone?
You have to,
he doesn't want to say injury prone.
You have to say yes.
Okay.
Huh?
Continue, Wolfie.
Yeah, he is injured.
Okay, end of conversation then, bro. Like, you can't have that logic for Zubimendi and then have this logic you got for Guehi.
What? I said if they kept if they kept Partey, they would have played Partey inverted right back from the start. I said this.
You said yesterday, and I'm quoting, you said yesterday, how can you sell it to Zubimendi when Partey is there? He will not want to come and play a lot of games. He will not want to come when he's not guaranteed games. It's the same logic with Guehi, because if you're saying, and by the way, I don't disagree with what you're saying.
Same logic with Guehi at
all. Let me just finish this. I don't disagree with your logic. I think you can sign Guehi while keeping Konate and Van Dijk. I agree with that. That's the exact same pitch you would have with Zubimendi. Hey, Partey is 32. He's injury prone. He's leaving in a year or two. Van Dijk, by the way, is not guaranteed leaving in a year or two, right? He might stay, he might not, depending on his form. Konate is not guaranteed leaving. It's not guaranteed. He probably will leave, but it's not guaranteed. Partey is guaranteed he's leaving, because the club can say to Zubimendi, whether Partey wants to stay or not, we are letting him go. It doesn't matter, right? So how does your logic cannot apply here and be different here? It's the same exact thing. It's the exact same scenario. And by the way, as Wolfie said, Partey can be on the bench all season and he easily gets into Ghana. Guehi cannot be on the bench for majority of the season and get in as a starting centre back for England. It doesn't happen.
Exactly. And by your logic, your pitch to Guehi is to say, whatever way you want to flower it up, you are backup, number one backup. That's what you're saying to him. That's your pitch. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you cannot use the arguments you've been using about Zubimendi and Partey when you're being a hypocrite with your logic on Guehi. Do you agree to that?
And by the way, that's just one thing, and I don't usually
does not apply. Konate is leaving next summer. Virgil van Dijk is 34 years old. Van Dijk is incapable of playing 2 games a week. I don't think he's going to play as many 2 games a week this season. You will see reduced minutes for him. Konate, I think the reason why we're signing Guehi to begin with, which is a different reason anyway, but I think Konate leaves next summer. That's the reason why I think we're going to sign Guehi. So we're signing a Konate replacement essentially a year early.
Guehi is more a left-sided.
I'm only saying this now.
Anyway.
I don't do any of this shit like, who's left-sided, who's not, blah, blah, blah. Adi, left centre-back can play right centre-back. Fuck all that. Like,
I don't
just utter woke nonsense.
But Hussam earlier was saying, Hussam earlier was saying he's cooking us, and literally all the comments are telling him take the L, double standard. So
it's okay, just hold your hand up.
I think we safely won this. We safely won this.
There is no double standard at all. And by the way, this double standard doesn't apply to Eze anyway, because Odegaard is not injury prone or 34.
I'm talking about Partey and Zubimendi. Don't change now.
Okay, so does apply to Rodrygo and Eze.
Avenue here, right?
Does it apply to Rodrygo and Eze then? No, it doesn't.
What do you mean?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. What do you mean?
It doesn't apply to Rodrygo and Eze.
Yeah, because they're not injury prone. But no. You said Eze will not come in, and you said also will not get Rodrygo and Eze.
Yeah, I don't think you will.
Okay, so if one is injury and all that stuff, what do you mean? I don't get your logic.
What do you mean you don't get my logic? I'm talking about Eze.
Sorry, yeah. You're saying Rodrygo and Eze will not. I understand that, but I'm saying
they will
you
not
cannot
join
say
at the same
Guehi.
time.
Correct, but you cannot say Guehi will join, but Partey should not have stayed. Also, it's the exact same scenario.
You literally refuse to accept it's a different
scenario. By the way, to back Wolfie, actually, there's bigger incentive for Partey to stay when Zubimendi is coming than Guehi to join Liverpool when it's a World Cup year. Because Partey knows, as Ghana starter, I am a guaranteed starter no matter what happens. Guehi is not. He's not a guaranteed starter. It's England. They're trying to win the World Cup.
Okay, fair enough. If that's what you guys think, we'll see. خلاص. Anyway,
But
within...
I do think he will join, by the way, because I don't think the story sold to him will be like,
Yeah,
hey,
Ashraf,
you'll be on
this
the
isn't
bench.
about if he joins or not. This is about Husam's logic. This is what
Exactly.
it's
Yeah, and
about.
I stick by my logic. You know what? Maybe I was wrong on the party thing. Fair enough if I was wrong on it. But the Rodrygo and Eze thing,
Alhamdulillah,
I stick
akhiran,
by it.
alhamdulillah.
By the way, even
Someone
yesterday
said
I told
please.
Ashraf, I think if you paid him the money, he would have stayed. But I just disagree where he would play. I think he would have played inverted right back. That's just my honest opinion.
So you
He
think
wouldn't,
Timber
because
would have been dropped?
honestly,
You think Timber would have been
exactly.
dropped?
Arteta rates Timber so damn high.
Timber
He
would
would
play
never
left
bench
back. Timber left back.
But he rates Lewis Kelly on the left as well.
You can drop Lewis Kelly. He's a youngster.
Habibi, it's not about the feelings. You're making it seem like Arteta is going to be worried about hurting feelings. It's not about that. Arteta rates the fullback combination of Timber and Skelly so much he wouldn't drop them unless he absolutely has to.
And he'll
right?
help Saka going forward as well.
And to help Saka and Lewis Kelly and Timber, the balance they give us going forward and defensively is better than any fullback combination we can
Okay,
field on
you're
pitch.
saying that, but I'm just stating my opinion, which is I think Partey would have played inverted right back at this stage. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm not sure Slot is fully sold on Konate. Getting subbed off for Gravenberg in games and getting dropped for Kwanzaa. I think Slot wants somebody better on the ball long term. I think that's another thing as well with this situation, Aaron. I do agree with this. There's another layer as well to it. Listen, with Konate leaving next summer and the way Slot wants to play football, he probably does want someone better on the ball, which Mark Guehi is. So, I do think it's probably
Konate
smart.
is a much better defender, though, man. Konate is top 5 defenders in the league.
Of course, Konate is a better centre back, 100%.
Yes,
all Aaron is saying is Guehi is better on the ball, which is true.
Wait, that's
Better
untested.
passer, like a better passer.
That's untested in the style you play.
I would say it is to an extent tested because Crystal Palace played multiple different formations, and when
No,
you
in the style you play, because Palace play a deeper line than you do.
Yeah, we're gonna play high line, of course. Yeah, that's
So it's an untested scenario.
Yeah, fairs. Hi Ash, are we closer to Gio's breakfast yet?
Gio's breakfast? Gyökeres, you mean?
Yeah.
Bro, I hope so. I listen, guys, I've said it before. Wallahi, I'm saying this is my actual opinion. I think Havertz is better than Sesko. Forget that. So if we end up getting Sesko in place of Gyökeres, I don't see how we have upgraded. And I'm telling you guys, look, I'm not someone who watched him like a million times. I've only watched maybe 8, 9, 10 games max. But there's nothing to brag about there. In fact, I will argue Havertz's last 2 seasons in the Bundesliga are much better than Sesko's last 2 seasons in the Bundesliga. And Havertz came in with a lot more hype. So we better get someone like Gyökeres.
Or let's be real, Sesko hype is over one long range shot he did in the Euros or whatever the last one was that hit the crossbar.
Against Bayern Munich.
A year
Against
before,
Bayern Munich.
wow,
eight,
so
33 to 34 less games. Yeah, I think in the next 2 games, Van Dijk will play less games. You guys
So you spend that much money to play him less.
As a 34-year-old.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm just saying. You paid more money to play him less. Yeah. Let's just be real here with your logic.
No, Van Dijk is gonna play all the important games. You guys are acting like, once again. Listen, you doing reactions. I can go like, oh my god, I got you, but it doesn't matter. Yani. You're just saying shit.
Sam, it doesn't matter. First of all, he's a centre back.
Virgil van Dijk is going to play all the important games for Liverpool Football Club. None of you here are getting the point. I'm talking about.
What are the important games? Can you name them?
Okay, can I speak? If we're playing Atletico Madrid on a Wednesday and I'm playing Leeds on a Sunday at Anfield, I can rest Van Dijk. عادي يعني.
Are you going to rest Mohamed Salah as well?
That's all I'm saying.
Are you resting Mohamed Salah?
No, the reason why I say that is I think Salah is like a natural freak, like freak of nature.
He's getting older though. He's getting older, like you said.
But Salah is more like on the Ronaldo element, doesn't drink, doesn't take care of himself, etc.
For starters, centre backs can play for a bit longer.
Nobody else.
As long as Virgil van Dijk keeps his body healthy, 33, 34-year-old centre back.
And how do you keep your body healthy? By getting rotated. Oh my god!
No. That's not how
no.
Wait. That's BS.
Play Van Dijk away at Atletico, but rest him at home to Leeds. Oh my god!
Wait. Hassan, who's going to be under more stress?
Oh my god! Crazy take. Guys, we cannot beat Leeds at home or Sunderland at home with Guehi and Konate.
By the way, your own fan base is saying you're waffling, Hassam. Salah,
I don't care what my own. This guy is flat out. Why should I listen to him?
Yes,
Yo.
Salah. Okay, one second, guys. First of all, Salah plays every game, and he's still. When I say keep your body
Oh,
fit,
look, the chat is saying the Arsenal
I
fan is
mean-
hard to watch.
I
Here we go.
mean
Wanna
by
bring
the
up that
training
chat?
regimen.
All of the chat,
I
one
mean by the
comment.
I mean by the diet. I mean by different things. Secondly, important games, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're going for a league title, which is your aim, and you're competing against City and Arsenal, hopefully, every Premier League game, maybe barring 3 or 4,
Yeah,
are
yes,
important.
of course, every game is important, but there is levels to it. You're being so disingenuous on purpose.
No. I said except 3 or 4 games.
Football, there is the promoted sides, home and away. That's 6 games right there where I can rest Virgil van Dijk directly.
No, you cannot.
I can. Okay, khalas. Guys, chat. I'm crazy for saying we can beat Sunderland without
you
Virgil
beat
van Dijk.
Southampton by 1 goal last season. You beat them 3-2 or something like that.
The players were tired and there was a lack of rotation at the time towards the end of the season because of that.
Okay,
I
how
hear
much
this
you want to
one-
bet? How much you want to
Nothing
bet if Mark Guehi joins, and I think he'll probably join. How much you want to bet Van Dijk starts 95% of your Premier League games that he's fit for?
Betting's haram.
I said
Betting's
he's going to start 30 out of 38.
That's not 95.
And
that's
by the
realistic.
way, that's given that we have a deep Champions League run anyway. So yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways,
let's move on. Hussein's admitted he's wrong.
No, I'm not. There's nothing I said that's wrong. So let's talk about Liverpool now. Anyway, make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Let's try to push to 500 likes, chat. Every single one of you. Big up to everyone who supports the channel as well. So let's talk about Liverpool, since you guys have opened up the topic, the Guehi stuff. You guys saw that Bayern is now wanting Luis Diaz. That's why I think Fofana hasn't accepted the Forest thing, which we can link it to this situation. So defenders last longer than other outfield players. Defenders are outfield players as
absolute
well.
fact.
And even if they
stress.
do, they do that by getting rotated, by not playing as many games, by not playing week in, week out, every single week. So objectively speaking, if I rest Van Dijk in 7-8 games this season, it's going to be better for him health-wise.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Would that logic work with Salah as well or not?
Yeah,
No,
Thiago
because
Silva
Salah
was
is a freak of
35 and starting every single game.
I just
Thiago
said
Silva.
Salah is a freak of nature. I think Salah reminds me of Ronaldo, the way he takes care of his body and shit. So it's
Yeah, but who's going to be under more stress on the pitch, on their body, Salah or Van Dijk during the 90 minutes?
Salah, 100% Salah.
Salah, yeah, he's
Not
a
even a
forward.
Oh, okay. But Van Dijk can play at 50%
what-
pace
what-
in
what-
60% of
I
your games.
said I think Salah is a freak of nature, and you're like, yeah, okay, like as if you did something. I said Salah is a freak of nature, so I don't think this applies to him because I think he could play till he's 40. It's different. I don't think Van Dijk.
But you're missing the point. You're missing the point. Van Dijk playing against who's been promoted, Burnley. Okay.
Yeah,
Even if he's 80% fit, do you think he has a stressful game at the back?
you could do in the English Premier League. You never know. But for the most part, that's the thing that I'm telling you right now. Your guys are just being disingenuous. If I have an important game and I'm playing Sunderland at home, Habibi, I can play Guehi and Konate and beat them. I don't need Van Dijk. Adi rest. Because guess what? Because on the Wednesday we're going.
Okay. I agree. But could you play that same game with Gomez instead of Guehi and beat them?
Yes, I actually think we could beat them with Guehi and Gomez. Yeah.
No, not Guehi and Gomez. Konate and Gomez.
Yeah, I think we can. But we'd have a better chance with Guehi and Konate, of course.
What, you think someone like Burnley would have a better chance to beat Liverpool?
No, we'd have a better chances with Guehi because Guehi is just better than Gomez. That's all I mean.
Wait, last season, how come you didn't rest Van Dijk then? There are certain games
Gomez.
played against relegated teams.
Great
Why
question.
didn't you play Gomez and
Because
Konate?
Gomez was injured, and because Konate was injured. That's why I couldn't.
No, there were games when Gomez and Konate were available.
And
against
Konsa was
big
a
teams.
shit as well last year.
Yeah, there were games when Gomez and Konate were available, and you still didn't bench Van Dijk. I'm talking about shit games, not good games. Shit
Who?
games.
Name the games. Plymouth away, Van
I'll
Dijk
pull
and
it out
Salah
now.
were not even Van Dijk and Salah were not even in the
I'll pull it
game.
out.
Plymouth away.
I'll pull it away now. No,
And if you-
Premier League.
And if you're talking
Premier
about
League.
the last 3 months of the season, then
He
we
said
got
Plymouth.
knocked out.
Oh, I just heard it. Did you say Plymouth?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh
saying.
my God, Sam, you're so disingenuous.
You're
We
talking
are
about
talking
easy
about Premier
games.
League.
You're having a
Premier
stinky.
League,
I'm
because
not
you
gonna
said
lie.
he would
the last
play.
3 months, the last 3 months of the season, we got knocked out by PSG, so we're just playing one game a week anyway.
Habibi, before that, I'm going to pull your stats now. I'm going to pull your data now.
Yeah, but I just told you at the time Joe Gomez was injured. He was not fit. Yeah,
I'm
Joe
looking at
Gomez
it now.
was
One
not fit.
second.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like you give them the answer, and they're like, "Oh my god, man, he was injured."
No. One sec.
He was injured, and Kwanzaa was shit, so we couldn't trust him. Very easy answer.
Yeah, but you
There were
brought
people in the
Plymouth as the
chat
example.
recommending we play Endo at centre back, bro. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna bring it up.
How long was Gomez even out for?
Continue till then.
Here we go.
Keep going. Chat, hit the like button. If you're enjoying Hussein getting cooked and him not seeing it, make sure you hit the like button. This is like 2 weeks in a row he's been cooked on this show.
Yeah, guys. So Southampton.
Joe Gomez got injured from February until May, and from December. Watch this, yeah. Watch this. This is how much. This is how much Joe Gomez missed this season. 96 plus 41. What's 96 plus 41?
100 and
he missed 140
137.
Watch how long Joe Gomez was out for. Wait,
6.
Joe Gomez was out from December 29 until May 15.
Okay, Sam, can I say something?
Yeah.
November 24th November 2024, Liverpool play against one of the worst teams in the league, Southampton, who were in their relegation at that time. They have Kwanzaa available. They have Joe Gomez available.
Who were we playing after?
Wait. I'll tell you right now. They have Gomez available, Kwanzaa available. They start Van Dijk and Konate. Why didn't you bench Van Dijk at that
Who
game?
were we playing after? I asked you already.
1 second, I'm looking at it. I have to go back again.
Yeah, who did we
The point is, this is already one game.
Wait, what was the date? 24th of November.
24th of November. I'm checking it right now. 24th November.
Let me check it right now.
Madrid. They literally were playing Madrid.
End the stream. End the stream, man.
Done. It's
End
over.
the stream.
It's over. And actually, 4 days later they were playing Real Madrid.
Wait, stop, please. He asked the question who they were playing. He's just had his answer. Please, quiet, please. Quiet everyone in the chat. Let's hear the response.
It's because Kwanzaa was shit. That's why we sold him this summer. It's because Kwanzaa was shit. And Joe Gomez, you get me, was coming back from injury.
Kwanzaa isn't good enough to play against the Southampton team that nearly broke Derby's record.
And also, the point doesn't apply because Van Dijk was 33 or 34. So it doesn't apply. You get me? He was 33, man. He was 33, not
Someone
34.
is saying, I've never seen him get cooked this much. I'm sorry. Honestly, Sam, bro. Sam, you know I love you, brother, but Sam, those are stinkers, bro.
When was this game? I feel like you're lying. When was the date?
Billah, go check it. 24th November, 28th November. Why would I lie, Sam? Come on, you know I won't do that.
Yeah, but you know, like at that time we were gathering momentum and stuff, so it's different.
It gets better. It gets better.
And Kwanzaa was shit as well.
Who did they play after Real Madrid? Who did they play after Real Madrid?
You want to know that Kwanzaa started the first Premier League game against Ipswich, and then he got hooked at halftime.
Wait, who did they play after Real Madrid? I didn't check
Man
that.
City. Man City.
Man City. Yeah, we beat them actually. We beat both of them 2-0. That was amazing. That was an amazing week. Anyway, the point is Kwanzaa wasn't trusted enough. That's why I guess he didn't.
Oh my god, guys. But you had Gomez. You had Gomez on the bench.
Yeah, but I don't think Gomez is that good anyway.
For Southampton.
With Guehi, maybe. With Guehi, yes, but with Kwanzaa.
Guys, this is when Hassan, please ask your editors when they make these amazing reels, yeah, and they do the sound effects like tong tong. Make sure you put this one.
There is no more shorts. We gave up on the shorts.
They had Kwanzaa and Gomez.
They had Kwanzaa and Gomez, bro. It's mad.
We gave up on the shorts. Yeah, but Kwanzaa wasn't trusted by Slot.
Against Southampton.
Yeah, he wasn't. Kwanzaa against Ipswich. Kwanzaa played against Ipswich. After 45 minutes, he literally got subbed off. And Slot publicly said he didn't win enough duels, so he subbed them off.
Wait, were Liverpool top of the league when they played Southampton?
Yeah, bro. I think since we got top of the league, we'd never relinquished it.
Okay, so you were clear as well.
No, Man City were top of the league for like 2 weeks, and then we got it back.
November the 24th, were you top of the league?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah. Would you have been?
Yeah,
about
they were
5
top
points
of the
clear?
league.
Yeah, maybe 5 points.
Yeah,
clear,
that's the
you
thing.
know?
That's what I'm saying. Redline Taranga. He does not trust Konsa and Gomez, but I think he would trust Guehi. That's the thing.
Yeah. He doesn't trust them against Southampton. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I really don't think he does. Because Konsa almost cost us even in like Carabao Cup game against Brighton. Gomez got injured like even against Plymouth. Like I don't think he played them enough at all. Like that's why we're getting
I
a centre
don't know
back.
if
We
you want to
don't
go
trust the
down
one
this
that-
route, bro.
Anyway, what do you guys think of Diaz to Bayern?
Some deflection.
Yeah, I
that's
mean-
what I think.
Deflect.
No, I do. No, it's
Not
been the
no
top.
more,
It's
like-
the top.
Hold
It's
on,
the title.
hold on. He doesn't trust them against Southampton, were his words, yeah? Who
Yeah,
played
he said that.
Who played for Liverpool when you played Southampton and beat them 3-1 on the 8th of March?
I don't know.
Kwanzaa.
Oh.
Kwanzaa. But he doesn't trust him. He doesn't
Yeah, but what?
He doesn't trust
Who
him.
was fit at the time?
Who played?
my God.
Who played?
That was when
for
Konate was coming back
Liverpool
from injury.
When
I
you drew
think.
2-2 with Arsenal. Arsenal, by the way.
Say wallahi, you're bringing up the game after we won the league already. Have some shame. You're talking about the
doesn't
game
trust
where
them
Arsenal
against
gave us the
Southampton.
guard of honor. Billah عليك. Come on, man. You're talking about the game where we're giving Arsenal a guard of honor. Come on, man. Allow it.
You want to do this? You really want to do this?
I'm not
Anyways,
deflecting.
look, yeah, guys, خلاص, we've cooked Hussam for this logic. He's already admitted he was wrong
Yeah,
in
but
one,
he
and-
doesn't trust them.
and he won't admit it in this one, but he's been cooked in this one as well. So خلاص, leave it.
No,
But
I'm not being
Diaz to Bayern. Look, I think for Bayern it might be a good move. I don't know how much did they bid? What did they
I think
offer?
Liverpool rejected the 70 in euros.
Bro, but why?
But
would
who
they
you
give
playing
it
on the
to
left then? Gakpo.
Gakpo, and Gakpo is the starter anyways.
That's why I think we're gonna get Malik Fofana if we sell Diaz.
Oh, you in for Fofana?
Yeah, I think that's why Fofana, if you notice, even in the tweet, it says that he hasn't agreed personal terms with Forest yet. So I think he himself is waiting a little bit.
If you believe the tweet.
I don't know. I feel you guys are a bit too harsh on Luis Diaz sometimes. Like I understand, okay, there are some games where he could be frustrating, but I think if you're going for a title again next season, which obviously you guys are, and Champions League too, I think it only makes sense to keep him, honestly. Like if you have a depth of Salah, Diaz, Gakpo, plus a striker you will get, and Jota, that's a very,
But
very
this
good
changes
attack.
if we get Isak.
Even with Isak though, because Diaz is competing with Gakpo on the left. He's not competing with Isak as a striker.
Think
So
about
even
this:
with
Diaz and Nunes leave. In through the door is Isak and Fofana, and then Gakpo's your starting left winger. You're cooking.
Would you
I
rotate
don't think you should
Isak?
get Fofana, honestly.
Do you
Say it again?
rotate Isak with Jota?
No.
No?
Actually, yeah, I think we might rotate a little bit
okay, just
because
checking.
he does have an injury on him. Isak,
checking.
that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta go. So the time.
Bro, 36 games, 13 goals and 5 assists. I don't know if that's the worst thing to have as a backup, man. Like, I know he started a lot of games, so maybe he won't be
Backup
getting the same
who?
stats,
Diaz
but-
as backup.
Yes. I'm saying keep Diaz as a bench player. Like, why is that bad
No,
thing?
if you're telling me would I keep Diaz and Gakpo, I would. I'm not against keeping Diaz and Gakpo. But if we're gonna sign Isak through the door, then yeah, that's different. And by
Are
the
you
way, the
getting
three
Isak?
options that were mentioned by Plettenberg, which is Isak, Osimhen, and Ekitike, I take all three of them. I like
Okay,
all three.
Hussam, I asked you this question before. I'll ask you again. Now that we have more reports, because Wolfie put in this post, David Ornstein saying you need to at least minimum bid 150 million just to start a conversation, and it'll probably not happen. I'm asking you for your opinion now.
And he said
you
no.
think
Remember,
you
he
will-
said no.
Do you exactly? Do you think you will get Isak? I'm not asking will you bid. Will he listen?
Inshallah.
Is-
It's a complex matter. Not everything is yes or no, ya akhi. It's a
Hussam, you
complex
asked me
matter.
about Rodrygo. I gave you an immediate.
You
answer,
asked
right?
me, do I think we're gonna get Malik Fofana? I'll say it depends if Diaz leaves. Everything has an answer, yani.
Are you getting
Yeah,
Guehi?
but
Yes, that one it's not complex because Kwanzaa left already.
Okay, just check.
okay,
No,
okay,
inshallah,
okay,
though,
but
yeah?
but
Straight
but
in, yeah.
Isak is not complex either because you obviously want him, and if Isak is available and he wants to come, and Newcastle are willing to sell, you're obviously selling, buying.
If
Right?
Newcastle are willing to sell and Isak wants to come, then yeah, he'll join us.
Okay, let's break
Khalas,
that
cut.
down quickly then. Okay, because I really
Yeah.
do have to go. Does Isak want to join Liverpool?
Yes.
Do Liverpool want Isak?
Yes.
Does every football player have a price?
Yes.
Where's the complication?
Because Newcastle not wanting to sell.
But you just said yes to every football player has a price.
Yeah, but you left out the question, which makes it complex, which is Newcastle don't want to sell.
So not every football player has a price then.
No, every football player does have a price, but there is a level of which the price is taking the piss. Like we had the argument last week. Like when you're paying 150
so you
million,
wouldn't be willing to pay 200 million, for example?
yeah, if you want to pay 150 million for a player plus, I'm talking about Yamal, Haaland, Mbappe. Like it can't be Isak. Isak is not in that caliber.
Yeah. I
Isak
agree.
is not in that
Okay, so
caliber.
then the big question then. The big
I just got
question.
a shoot, boys. Salam alaikum.
Big
Yeah,
up,
hold that,
Wolfie.
Wolfie. You
Hello.
tried it. at the end.
Will Newcastle sell Isak to you this summer? There, that's very easy.
I don't know if it's a positive or not that Mbuemo and Pedro and these guys are rejecting them. Maybe they need a bit more money. I have no idea. I mean, even if you remember, like 3 weeks ago, Sesko was actually linked to Newcastle. So they have been looking at quote-unquote replacements for Isak. You know,
They're
they've
looking for
even
Joao
linked,
Pedro as
they've
well,
even
yeah.
been linked with Ekitike. That's another one.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if it helps our situation that Mbuemo says no and Pedro says no, so maybe they need to shop elsewhere. I think I was watching one of the Newcastle streams 2 days ago, and they were saying they would accept Elliot, Jota, and money for Isak. So even Newcastle fans are like getting around now to saying stuff like this. So, to be honest with you, it is a little bit complex.
So I'll ask my question again. Before the end of the transfer window, do you think Newcastle will accept selling Isak?
Yes, I hope and I believe and I think hopefully, inshallah, Isak can be a Liverpool player this summer.
Not can, you mean will be. Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it is a really complex matter and you know it. So what if everything that you and Wolfie both asked, and tomorrow Liverpool call Newcastle, like, okay, listen, we've spoken to Isak, he wants to join, he wants to leave your football club. What do you want for him? And Newcastle say 160 million. Okay, Liverpool hang up the phone then and there. Khalas.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking for a prediction. It's like saying who's going to win the league next season. You say Liverpool.
Yeah,
Okay,
but as an
what
example, one of the reporters yesterday, 2 days ago, yesterday actually, one of the reporters came out and said that he thinks 120 to 130 million will get it done for Isak, which is what I said last week. If we pay that, I'd be all for it.
Sam, that's why I'm asking for your prediction. It's like saying, okay, Sam, who's going to win the league next season?
Prediction is yes, he'll leave Newcastle. Yes, he'll join us. Prediction. If it's just prediction, yes, he'll join us.
That's what I'm saying. For me, my prediction is
then yes.
Yeah, my prediction is he will not join, not because he doesn't want to, because I don't think
and
Newcastle have any reason
also
to sell.
Yes, because you're going to sign Jokeras.
Sorry?
No, he's asking, do I think we get a free run at Isak? Yeah, I do think so, because you're going to get signed Jokeras. And
yeah,
also, I don't
we
think
sign Jokeras, then we're not looking
and
at
Rodrygo same summer. I don't think that's a possibility for you.
Yeah, I don't know if we will want to put the money like that. Yeah, it's going to cost us
Yeah.
at least 200
And you're already looking at a Saka backup in Madueke.
Man, honestly, I don't know. It's scary to think that are we trying to get him to play him on the left wing? But I don't believe it because Arteta doesn't. I want to say he doesn't want to play a left winger, a left-footed player as a left winger. But then he's done it with Martinelli where he's played him on the right wing. So I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't. Before. Yeah, the thing is, I don't think they'll sign Madueke to be backup for 50 million. I don't think that'll be the case. I think if they're signing Madueke for 2025, then I 100% agree. They're getting him to be backup. But look, it's not to bring it back to Arsenal, but like obviously with Liverpool, I don't think they get Isak, not because they don't want to get Isak, not because they don't have the money. I think it's just that Newcastle will sell him a really good project. They'll obviously give him whatever money he wants. They'll probably make him the highest paid player in the club in the club's history. And because the contract with him is still another 3 or 4 years, even if Isak is crying that he wants to leave, they have no reason to let him leave. And I also don't think Isak is that kind of player who will put in a transfer request or will say, please let me go, or I need to leave to Liverpool. I think he will respect the club and say,
come calling, he might do it.
No, because he would have done it already. When players want to leave and a club comes knocking,
he's on holiday. He's on holiday. He ain't gonna kick up a fuss.
Habibi, it's on holiday when players sign these kind of contracts or agree on these kind of things. When Harry Kane wanted to leave,
I don't think he'll sign an extension at Newcastle. I don't.
That I agree with, but he has 4 years still left. But my point is, when Harry Kane wanted to leave to City, he made a fuss about it the whole summer. The interview with Gary Neville, all that kind of stuff, put in a transfer request. did every single thing. I didn't put in a transfer request, but he said I want to leave. I think if Isak wanted to leave so I think he wants to leave, but I don't think he wants to do it at the
Now you're
cost of.
contradicting yourself because you're saying I think he wants to leave, but I don't think he'll put in a transfer request.
Yes, because I don't think he wants to hurt Newcastle in the process. I think he's thinking, if I get a move to Liverpool, that's amazing, but I will not put Newcastle. I will not go against Newcastle.
But he won't hurt Newcastle because he's gonna get them 120 million, 130 million. That don't hurt.
He
them.
will hurt. He will hurt them if their idea is we don't give a shit about the money. We want to build a team around you. That is hurting them because they obviously don't care about the money as much as long as they're not breaching FFP or PSR. If
Yeah,
they
but
tell
the
him,
problem is, and this is the thing. That's why when we first started this debate, what did I tell you? I don't know what it does for their football club. I don't know if this whole like Mbuemo saying no, Joao Pedro saying no, blah blah blah, is putting Newcastle in a shit position where they might have to sell and look elsewhere in Europe.
not really. They're looking into the Premier League, which is their first mistake. Don't look at players in the Premier League because they cost a lot more. They obviously will want the other 4, 5, 6 clubs that are bigger than Newcastle. But if they go and make smart signings, the way they did with Bruno and Isak, they have to learn from their own principles that got them to this success. Go and get signed players from the league, from the Bundesliga, from the Serie A, from the La Liga. That'll give you a much better chance, anyways, of competing and getting even stronger and stronger. You can only attract these top Premier League talents from these other Premier League clubs when you're in a position where you're challenging for the league on a regular basis, which they're not there yet.
I hear you. Let me just read these super chats for you. Wrap up the stream. Big up to Netweed says, Ash, why are you laughing at Liverpool? You drunk fella?
I wasn't laughing at Liverpool. I was laughing at Hussam. There's a big difference. I said Liverpool are favorites to win the league next season.
We'll laugh next May.
I don't think you'll win the Champions League, but you're favorites to win the league next season.
Don't worry. Guys, like and subscribe. Come on, let's get to 500 likes. Also, we're just 2 subs away from 54.3k, guys. Let's get there. If someone subscribe with your mom's phone, your grandma's phone, whatever, you get me. Let's get there. Big up to you, Netweed. Slot did not rotate in his first season. Using Slot's first season when he wanted to embed his style in the players as a gotcha for Virgil van Dijk is crazy.
What? He did rotate because he played Curtis Jones in some games. And then Szoboszlai was just much better for him. He played Gakpo left wing some games. He played Diaz left wing some games. He played Diaz up front some games. So that's just BS. You're using it conveniently to work for your argument with VVD. And VVD is, I think we all agree, not just one of the best centre backs in the league. He's one of the best centre backs in the world and in the history of the Premier League. At 34, barring a major injury, I don't see why he would suddenly drop off just by going from 33 to 34. Because centre backs, especially like him, can go up until 35, 36 at a high level. I don't think he will be at 35, 36 of the same level, but at 34, I think he will still be the best centre back in the league.
Ashraf, the only honest Arsenal fan about Partey is what Stavros
Thank you,
is
Stavros. I am, yeah, 100%.
I think he's the only.
For me,
have called it
for me, I don't care if you wanted Partey out or if you want Partey. I just don't like when people flip-flop on their opinions. If you liked Partey and thought he's amazing and we should keep him and add Zubimendi and have squad depth, blah, blah, blah. But the moment the conversation is like, oh, we're getting Norgard, you just suck off the club and you're like, you know what? Yeah, good riddance for Partey anyways. That's who I think is an issue. But if you the whole time said, listen, I think we need to move past Partey from months ago, and that's your consistent opinion, even if I disagree, I respect that opinion because at least you're consistent. That's why I don't have an issue with Hussam saying, how will you keep Zubimendi and Partey? Because he's consistent with how will you keep Eze and Rodrygo and Odegaard in the same team? Who's going to start? At least he's keeping it consistent there. Yes, I know he flip-flopped then with Guehi and stuff, but we'll leave that aside. But my point is, if you're having an opinion, at least stay consistent with it. That's all I was saying.
Fairs.
Yeah, D-Shadow. If that's the case, D-Shadow, then that's your opinion. I respect it. Fair enough. That's not a flip-flop then.
Big up D-Shadow. Gomez or Konate currently the line by themselves. That's another thing I can lie to you. They do need a bit more leadership with the guy in there. But
so
on a real, I don't think he trusted Kwanzaa and etc. enough. He literally started Kwanzaa and then within 45 minutes dropped him immediately and didn't
Habibi,
play him
you had
again.
Gomez. I didn't mention Kwanzaa once. I said Gomez and Konate.
Yeah, but Gomez had an injury from December until March anyway.
I mentioned November. I gave November. I gave before the injury.
You never know.
To be
Hussam, you
honest,
left-
you barely won that game. You remember that game? You were losing 2-1, and then Salah came back and got you the game, and you guys won 3-2. So maybe it's a good thing you
I
started.
remember
bad.
because it's Salah 2 goals. Unbelievable, Mo.
Yeah.
You got me. Big up, Mo, man. What a guy. Big up to AMT says, Hussam, you lost so many points in the argument, but you're still adamant. Yeah, but you think I lost. I don't think I lost. I don't think I've said anything crazy. Maybe the only thing is the Partey thing, which I said, maybe he would have played inverted right back, but he could have stayed. Fair enough. Maybe I take my L on that one. But the rest of the stuff is the same stuff. Like, I don't think that Eze and Rodrygo will join. I don't think all these things will happen. But anyway, guys, listen, we're going to redirect you now to Jamie Phillips. He's currently live, so go tell him Hussam Raid in the chat. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys right here, right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Keep getting involved in the chat. Keep letting me know your opinions. Ashraf Talks Football in the description. Forest Fan TV in the description. And it's LB. More LB is also in the description. The celebrity who now only joins us for 30 minutes. This stream is going to take you over to Jamie Phillips Football Chats. Make sure to go tell him Hussam Raid in the chat. Love you all and see you guys then. Peace. Also, I'm back at 11, by the way, chat.